as the Cass Colonels at 5-5 pay a visit to the Kell Longhorns at 9-1. Hello, everybody. I'm Brandon Adams. Happy to be joined alongside recruiting insider Rusty Mansell. And, of course, here in America, one of the great freedoms we enjoy is high school football, and we certainly acknowledge the reasons why we're able to do that. Here on this Veterans Day weekend, we send a tremendous salute out to all who do serve and have served our great country. Thank you so much for the sacrifice you made on behalf of all of us here this evening. And, Rusty Mansell, what an amazing football game we have on tap for you here tonight. Don't let the 5-5 record for Cass fool you. A 4 seed in Region 7, but this is also one of the deepest regions in the entire state. They've been ravaged by injury. Star player Devin Henderson now back tonight, and this is a Cass team that also can come on the road against a 1-seed Cal and certainly be very dangerous, if not pull the shocking upset.
They did it last year, upsetting number 1 Jefferson in the first round last year, and I'll tell you this about Cass, physical football team, a lot of playmakers, starts with Sokovie White, Devin Henderson, Kevin Henderson, Brody McWhorter. I could go on and on and on. This is the, in my opinion, most dangerous number 4 seed in any bracket in the state of Georgia.
And, of course, if you're facing a dangerous opponent, it helps to have a high-powered offense. That's definitely what Kell has, highest scoring team in the 5A classification. We saw them week 1 in the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic. They lost that night to 7A Parkview, but they've won every game since then. And for folks seeing them for the first time tonight, they will see an explosive offense from these Longhorns.
We said it that night, Brandon, in the fourth quarter. It would not surprise us if they went the rest of their schedule without a loss. And look at Kell, and it starts with Bryce Clavon. The story's been told many times, one of the top baseball players in the country, just committed to the University of Georgia. But fans who hadn't seen him tune in tonight, watch a quarterback, and I mean a dynamic quarterback with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, we have a million great prospects here in this game. Going to be one of the most fun games we'll have the privilege to televise all year long. 2 great coaches also for you there as well. Our Kaylee Mansell is now standing by with both those gentlemen. Kaylee, go ahead and take it away.
And welcome all to the U.S. Army pregame show. With kickoff coming up soon, it is time for our R.S. Andrews head coach's interview. I'm Kaylee Mansell, joined by Bobby May and Steve Gates. Coach Gates, you're the visiting team. You'll go first. The freshman group that you came in with are now seniors tonight. I know they're really special to you. Did you get emotional at all this week, knowing that your time with them could potentially come to an end?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I treat them like my own, and there's some special individuals in this class that I met with the day after I got the job, and those kids bought into my philosophy and what I wanted to do with that program, and they've stuck with me since day one. And here we are 4 years later. They're graduating this year, and they've put Cass on the map.
Coach May, your Longhorns won their first region title in over a decade last week. After such a big accomplishment like that, how do you bring your team back into focus for the first round of the playoffs?
Well, I think when you're playing an opponent like we are in Cass, it's pretty easy to get kids back to reality and move on to a tough opponent. But it was really cool to get those kids the region championship that they've been working for, and first one in a long time in Kell, but we moved on pretty quick.
And Coach Gates, you come in tonight as the 4 seed, no stranger to that. We're a 4 seed last year, upset Jefferson on the road. Do you see any advantage in being the underdog?
Just that our region is extremely tough. You know, Calhoun was the 5th team out of our region, and they could have won the region championship. They did it last year. So you could just mix those teams up, and you know, we ended up the 4 seed, and here we are playing a Kell team that is absolutely loaded. So we'll give it a shot like we did last year, see what happens.
And Coach May, your team leads 5A in scoring, but do you think that your defense is underrated?
Yeah, I think our defense gives us a chance, gets the ball back, and obviously, you know, when we score, you know, in 1 or 2 plays, they're on the field a lot, but, you know, I think our defense creates turnovers, and I think they fly around, and, you know, hopefully they play well tonight.
Well, Coach May, Coach Gates, it's been an honor to watch you guys all season long. Good luck to the both of you tonight. Guys, kickoff is coming up shortly, so stay tuned.
Thank you.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Are you ready to make a difference in your community? The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office is now hiring with a sign-on bonus of up to $4,700. Begin your career with us today. Explore GoGCSO.com to discover information on tuition reimbursement, paid training, and annual benefits. Are you ready to rise to the call? Go GCSO.
Okay, guys, go ahead and take it off. Take it off.
America, come along with our adventure seekers and discover summer with Ford. Join friends Maisa and Leslie on an epic adventure with the capability of the Ford Bronco Sport. Head out with the Stevens family and stay connected with built-in Wi-Fi in the Ford Explorer.
Did you know that horses sleep standing up?
Road trip with the Sanchez family and available hands-free highway driving in the Ford F-150. Now get 2.9% financing for 60 months plus up to $4,500 cash back on select Ford SUVs. See your local Ford dealer and discover your best summer ever.
The try for the GHSA state title is presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today.
Welcome back, everybody, and take a look at the wonderful sights here at Kell High School as the state playoffs begin in the 5A classification. Of course, we'll also show you our coin toss presented by Georgia's Rome here. The Colonels of Cass traveling down 75. They're all in white with the gold numbers. And, of course, you see the Kell Longhorns dressed in black with the burnt orange there. And, of course, we'll give you our weather forecast here as well to kick things off as well. Presented by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. 56 degrees, cool temperatures. Feels a little cooler than that right now. Perhaps it's because of the breeze blowing at 7 miles per hour. We got cloudy skies. A little bit overcast this afternoon. Thought you might get some rain. Never really got a ton, though. So a little bit cool, but it's exactly the way that it should feel as you get ready for the second season here with the state playoffs beginning here tonight.
Brandon, we're going to make some history tonight. This is in our 2 years together. The first time we've had, this is the third time we've had both of these teams on this year. Cass 3 times and Kell 3 times. So this should be in our wheelhouse. We should know Booster Club parents. We should know everything about these two programs tonight. But one thing I can guarantee you, this will be a physical football game. Yeah, when you start talking about, we got a little technical difficulty here with Brandon, so I want to talk a little bit about Kell and Cass. 4 seed and a 1 seed, and I talked to a lot of people around the state this week, and most people thought this was, other with Parkview and Colquitt, this was the game most people felt like could go all the way to the last possession.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's expecting to be an outstanding game. And as Steve Gates said with our Kaylee Manziel a moment ago, you know, the thing about Cass is you come from a region where a team like Calhoun, who we also saw earlier this year, did not make the state playoffs, gives you an idea of how deep that region is. It's one of the reasons why, if you travel down from Bartow County tonight, you feel like your team, Cass, could pull the upset. You obviously saw them do that a year ago against Jefferson, but standing in the way is a Kell team which is as explosive offensively as this Kell team is, and you've got so many different dimensions on offense you have to think about and be ready for when it comes to the Longhorns.
Yeah, I talked to the Jefferson staff talking about some other things earlier this week, and they were telling me, listen, we played Cass last year, and that is an extremely talented, quick football team. And, you know, I talked to Kell about a week ago, and I said, look, we're region champs, but, hey, our prize is we get Cass in the first round. So we're here and excited about this one.
No doubt about that. We'll obviously be following scores throughout the state there as well as the state playoffs both on Friday and Saturday get rolling here across the state. So we're happy to have with us the Peachtree Sports Network. The 9-1 Kell Longhorns getting ready to kick it off. Colin Mitchell will have the duties there on that. And a name we'll talk about a lot tonight, wearing number 0 for Cass. That is the Georgia wide receiver commit, Sokovie White. We'll see him tonight on both sides of the ball, and also he'll try to make his impact on special teams here, there as well. So all across the state of Georgia, glad to have you with us. And we are underway with Cass and Kell in the 5A state playoffs. Up man comes up to field the kickoff, and he's going to go out of bounds at the 40-yard line there. So short kick results in pretty good field position for Cass there. As Elijah Slocum comes up and gets a chance to return the ball there. We'll also take a look at the Cass starters here on offense. We've talked to you a lot already this season in our 2 previous games with the sophomore quarterback Brody McWhorter. At this point in time, he's all grown up, having played another full season here. Keep your eye on Sokovie White. That's number 0. Also, Devin Henderson now at running back. He's been injured, but the expectation is tonight he'll be fully ready to go for these Colonels there on offense. This is a team that's going to get a lot of big-time playmakers involved. And it's empty backfield for McWhorter to begin the game. That creates an opportunity for him to run the football, but it's tough sledding there in the middle of that Kell defense. although he does get up to the 45-yard line. Speaking of the Longhorns defensively, this is a group whose strength sort of thought to be there on the back end. Cedric Franklin, Kamari Nix, McCravia Sabor, all major college prospects. You've got Justin Logan, the linebacker. He's an Arkansas commit. But pound for pound, you're not quite so sure anybody's been more impactful for that team than the junior nose man, Tyshawn Knapp. What a year he's had, Rusty.
I tell you what, a couple weeks ago, we had him against Greater Atlanta Christian. They could not block 99 inside.
2nd and 6 now. McWhorter going to look to throw here. Going to crank it up, going to throw deep. Sakovi White is there. Going to fight for it in double coverage. And he comes down with it inside the 10-yard line. Big time play for the future dog. Getting us started here on a Friday night.
You want to talk about going and getting one, Brandon. He went up over 2 Kell defenders. Great protection first off by Cass, but watch Sakovi White go up over both, and he's able to complete that. Watch the explosion just go up and out jump both of those defenders there. Nice play by Sakovi White. But that play started, Brandon, with a protection for Brody McWhorter.
We are in the red zone presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Cass trying to strike fast. Devin Henderson gets his first carry of the game. Big story for the Colonels coming back from injury there. In on the stop that time is Bryce Robinson, sophomore defensive end. This is a senior-laden Kell team. That's one of the young guys, though.
No gain, second to go.
We had the Cartersville game, and when Devin Henderson, number 7, went out, that pretty much sealed the deal for them because he was a problem, and he played both sides of the ball every single snap. Got banged up there midway through the fourth quarter. The Liberty commit right there that moved him to running back, got him out at slot, does everything, plays corner. Devin Henderson does it all for Cass.
Empty backfield, 5 receivers spread out from pillar to post here. Henderson goes in motion. Fake snap to hand off to him, and McWhorter instead carries the ball himself.
What was on the field?
Yeah, something's there, right?
Brody McWhorter with the key.
There's some sort of smoke or something coming on the field right there. It's like almost like a dry ice or something like that.
It's 3rd and go, ball at the 2.
I don't know.
There weren't any like pyrotechnics or anything.
No, I don't know what.
You see Cass going to rush back up there on a 3rd and goal now. That's a direct snap to Henderson. Henderson going to try to leap over the goal line and cross the plane, and he does for a touchdown. So Devin Henderson takes the direct snap, and Henderson takes it in for a score here. And the Cass Colonels have marched down the field on the heels of a big catch by Sakovi White, setting up Devin Henderson for the game's first touchdown.
And I'll tell you one thing, look at the split. Shoot a shoe, good blocking by the line. Look at them finishing blocks there. You're going to see the left tackle there. Cale Ellis blocking Justin Logan into the end zone, and that's blocked.
Yeah, that's a block PAT, not returnable in Georgia high school football, but Kell salvages something there on the block PAT, but Cass gets the game's first score, and that also gives a chance to check in on the Cass resume here as Coach Steve Gates gets ready to conclude his 4th season on the job and taking advantage of his first full senior class rolling through the program. Of course, 5-5 here this season, but a tremendous task just to make the playoffs in the incredibly tough Region 7 of 5A in which they play. 5-7 a year ago. Big-time upset, perhaps the biggest upset in the state playoffs a year ago, certainly in the first round.
Correct.
When they beat Jefferson.
On the road.
Yep. On the road, and of course, you think about Richard Samuel, former Georgia running back, the quarterback Ronnie Donaldson from Georgia Tech, so you've had great players kind of rolling through this Cass program over the years. But if you go up there and talk to folks around Bartow County, a lot of excitement there about what Steve Gates is able to build here right now and the possibility they could build off of what was a big playoff win with him a year ago against Jefferson.
He was trying not to get emotional pregame. I talked to him on the field. He's like, look, this group right here has been with me since day one. The day I got hired, this senior group stayed, and they built around it for this moment. So great opening drive.
You see our scoring summary, 5 plays, 60 yards, 2:18 off the clock. Devin Henderson gets the touchdown. It was the Sakovi White catch, and that was the biggest play of that drive. Kickoff here, going to be a low one, rolling, fielded inside the 10-yard line. Return coming back across the 20, then up near the 30. That's Peyton Zachary there.
Peyton Zachary on the return.
Looks like there's a flag down here. Let's see what that's going to be in the area that oftentimes moves these kicks back. Gives us a chance to also check in on our game officials here, presented by the Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association. Chuck Tidwell's our referee. Joey Stinson's the umpire. Bill Waters, the head line judge. Joshua Tidwell's the line judge. Jason Leverett's the side judge. Bobby Walker's the field judge. Tanner Lord's the back judge. Tim Tidwell's the electronic clock operator. And Randy Mullis is your play clock operator here tonight.
2 fouls on the play. Holding on the receiving team. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, blindside block on them, half the distance to the goal. First down.
So back them up half the distance after the acceptance of the blindside blocks. So a couple of miscues that time for Kell on special teams. And our first look at them offensively will come on a longer field than we initially thought. Of course, Bryce Clavon, the recently minted Georgia baseball commit. We were here the weekend that he committed to Georgia.
Yeah. I asked him on the field, I said, hey, you couldn't let me know you were committing to Georgia on Friday night. He just kind of smiled. And
big win for Wes Johnson's club. Handoff on first down.
Got illegal. I think the motion man turned upfield too quick there for Kell.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Sloppy start here for Kell.
Yeah, that's the freshman running back, by the way, Mooney Gibson on the carry. One thing we'll watch for tonight, this is a Kell team very deep at the running back spot. Not sure tonight how much we're going to see Tyreek Green, though. A guy with 762 yards, 10 touchdowns on the season. His So 5 yards on the penalty. That's going to back up Kell here. Going to put Clavon on an empty backfield. Sending a man in motion. That's Gibson again. Fake the handoff there. Clavon going to roll right now. Throw. That's a pass caught. Zachary, 20-yard line. Sophomore wide receiver comes up with his first catch of the night, and that gives us a chance to show you the Kell offense here. Bryce Clavon, just to put it bluntly, is as fun to watch as anybody will show you all year long. He's a joy to watch at quarterback. A handful of great receivers there as well. Zachary just caught it. We've seen huge plays from Kyle Vaca throughout his career. Expecting more of that here tonight. Very good offensive line, as Bobby May's teams typically have here. One of the reasons why Kell has been able to lead the 5A classification in scoring all year long. Clavon again, the handoff to Gibson. Gibson up to the 25-yard line. That's going to be a fresh set of downs for Kell. Gives us a chance now to watch Cass defensively. Up front, a name to know is Caden Ellis. That's an Appalachian State commit there at the nose guard position. Kevin Henderson, Devin Henderson, they're brothers, and obviously they're both terrific players. Devin is a Liberty commit. Scovey White, a two-way player, also a tremendous player in that secondary back there as well. So Cass is stout defensively as they are offensively. Once again, those starting lineups brought to you by the Georgia Army National Guard. Cass has the game's only points on a Devin Henderson touchdown a moment ago. Kell trying to do something about that. Pass pressure coming. Clavon slips free from it, though. Buys some time to throw. Zachary is there. Caught inside the 40, and he's in Colonel territory. Big throw and catch. Bryce Clavon to Zachary, but a flag's going to bring it back, though, maybe.
Yep. Was he across the line of scrimmage? I don't know if he was there or not. I don't know what the flag is, but legal man downfield because him extending the play, doing what he does, still got blockers down the field. So, but you look there, Brandon, and you dial up a perfect blitz, and you still can't get him on the ground, and that's what worries you as the game goes on from the Cass perspective defensively. You see Dalton out of this region up on Great Atlanta Christian earlier.
Ineligible downfield. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
And Rusty, as we see this again, I love the way you say this. Okay, you get to him, you wrap him up, but he's such a good athlete, he shakes free, and then he's more dangerous than ever.
See 55 here, see the lineman down there downfield, and that's what they got. And the problem there is the play got extended, just being an athlete, making plays, but unfortunately it is a penalty and comes back. But that's what worries you facing Bryce Clavon. You dial up the perfect defense, you got a blindside blitz, and you can't get him to the ground.
Well, the other thing is Peyton Zachary's gotten free from the defense here a couple of times. The receivers, you see Clavon in the pitch play there, trying to get Gibson involved. Gibson up near the original line of scrimmage, maybe a couple more beyond that. But keep your eye on number 4, Peyton Zachary. We've seen him shake free and kind of get behind the defense now a couple of times. Yep. You and I have televised him getting big games before, including the first high school game he ever played in last year's Corky Kell Classic, as it was then known. Douglas County already up big on Habersham Central, 28-0. You're looking at 2nd 8 now after a couple-yard gain from Gibson a moment ago. 2nd 9, really. There's Clavon faking the handoff, rolling right, pressure coming. He just shakes free. He's such a good athlete, and he's on his feet still at the 40-yard line. Swings free, now 45 and down. I'm telling you, you hold your breath every time he carries it.
Every single play. That will drive you nuts. Listen, one guy has it, 2 guys, ankles there, 3, 4 guys on a jersey. He just falls down. 4 guys had a one-on-one shot, couldn't get into the ground.
Defensive coaches won't sleep for a week thinking about that. Got a back to his left. Vaca, the senior receiver, becomes more like an H-back now. Just going to pitch for the handoff here. That's Gibson, and he's hit hard in the backfield there. Tay McKibben's one of the guys in on that stop.
Also, Bear McWhorter, the Arkansas tackle commit. And you're going to see everybody play both ways. Just look at the penetration. Watch 76 trailing there. Does a good job of not breaking down, letting it contain, and comes through the tackle. But right now it's been Bryce Clavon has hurt Cass.
2nd and 10 now. Under 7 minutes in our first quarter. Bunch formation here offensively for Kell. Going to run the jet sweep play. That's Marcavius Sabor. And Sabor hit right away. A good open field tackle that time by the cornerback, Ja'Kai Baldwin, the junior.
Man, they got away with one there because they held Devin Henderson on the slot. You see him pointing at the referee like they got me there, but watch the slot receiver. Watch Devin Henderson walk up. You're going to see him at the top of the screen. Watch him come up, and they turn right there. You see that? He got his money's worth on that one, didn't he? They missed that one, man.
Listen, if you're going to be a Bear, be a Grizzly.
They got his money's worth there.
All right, 3rd and 7 here for Kell. It's an empty backfield once again for Clavon. Clavon, pressure coming, gets free. Here he goes again. First down yardage and more. Still on his feet on the sideline. Finally knocked out of bounds near the 25.
They have no answer for him right now. They are dialing up exactly what they want, Brandon, and they're getting pressure in his face, and they cannot tackle him. UGA baseball staff is hoping Kirby Smart's not watching this in his room tonight, because Kirby Smart, the red zone light is going off in his head right now, looking at this young man going to be on his campus for the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it's funny, last week for Georgia, we saw Brock Vandriff come in the game, run a red zone play. I would say that a package of plays like that for Bryce Clavon could make some sense. Freshman running back Mooney Gibson again inside the 20-yard line. He may have gotten 5 or 6 that time for the freshman. Good year for him, by the way, coming in averaging 7.8 yards per carry on 70 carries for 762 yards. We're in the red zone here, presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. However, the multitude of carries for Gibson in this opening drive gives you a sense that if we see Tyreek Green on this side of the ball, it may be limited. He's been battling injury. 2nd and 3 now. Clavon again, going to pass complete. Inside the 10, down there inside the 5-yard line there as well. Nice catch by Jaden George, the junior.
Watch this throw. Look at Cass. They're doing a good job of keeping him contained. Just a flick of the wrist on the money. Hits his wide receiver where he can get upfield.
Keep in mind, Clavon has missed time this year because of his commitment to USA Baseball, but boy, it's going to be a running play straight up the middle for a touchdown. Mooney Gibson finds the end zone, and the freshman gets its 11th rushing score of the year. And Kell has tied it up with a PAT away from taking the lead.
Yep, just ran right at him right there. Just ran right at Cass. Not quite sure. Let's see if he gets in right here. Where's his knee at? Nope, he's in right there. Good call. Good call by the officials. They show swinging gate. They're going to break out. They're going to go for 2 right here.
Let's see what they do here.
No. They're going to line up. Traditional.
Colin Mitchell will try the PAT. He's 54 of 56 on his PAT tries here this year. Only tried 1 field goal all year long, though, for a team that typically goes for the end zone when it can. And with that, the Longhorns have taken the lead 7-6 here. We've seen exciting plays on both sides. Jacoby White for Cass, Bryce Clavon for Kell, and the back and forth will continue when we return.
Silently killing our people, our friends, and family. So screen we must. We do this for all of us, from every corner, doorstep, and pulpit, period. The health revolution must begin. From diagnosis to death rates, colon cancer can no longer win. Ravaging Black communities, colon screenings are a must. They're recommended for those 45 and up to pinpoint and treat the signs. If detected early, colon cancer is treatable, 91% beatable. It's on us to understand symptoms and lower the risk. Join our team and get screened. It's time to take our bodies back. It's time to get healthy. It's time to stand up to cancer, once and for all.
If it weren't a drink from McDonald's, you wouldn't try this hard.
Now get any size frozen drink for $1.79 or get an ice-cold classic lemonade made with real lemon juice. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
When you're a grocery store, hunger has no place in your community. That's why at Ingalls, we donate over 2 million pounds of food every year to those who need it. It's the right thing to do, and we know you'd do the same. Ingalls, your neighbor for over 50 years.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We expected fireworks, and we've gotten them here thus far. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, Kell on top of Cass, 7-6. Blocked PAT is the difference. Off there with a touchdown, but my gosh, that was a lot of Bryce Clavon with his legs on that drive.
That was the dynamic quarterback that they're going to have to make some adjustments on him.
Mitchell, low kick, bouncing around, up for grabs. Now going to be fielded there at the 20. Crossing the 30. Jacoby White comes up and grabs it and gets up to the 30. So decent field position now for Cass as it starts its second offensive possession. Rusty was telling you a little earlier about Devin Henderson, the injury we saw him sustain during the Cartersville game. By the way, Cartersville goes 10-0, wins the region, but the night we had him on Peachtree Sports Network, Cass could have won that game, I believe, if the Henderson injury hadn't occurred.
You think about this region. They beat Calhoun with 5 seconds to go. Then they beat Cass in overtime to be region champs.
So Henderson leaves that game with an injury, and that kind of wild topsy-turvy, region affair. Has been back playing some. We expect him to be kind of a featured running back here tonight, but as of yet, that's not really been the case. That's Braylon Hill who gets the carry right there. Hill's the guy who kind of was the leading rusher in the big win that Cass had against Calhoun that actually preserved a playoff opportunity for the Colonels.
Yeah, you're going to see big 52 right here who's pulling. These guys right there on the second level. So we're going to see the adjustment right here for Kell because Cass came right at them in a spread set right up the middle, spread formation right up the middle. Let's see how Kell has adjusted on this second series.
Cass showing you empty backfield again, sending receiver in motion. Now going to come a throwback screen.
They're ready for that.
Got to be ready for that, hitting the backfield there. Longhorns all over the place, wrapping up on Jacoby White. One of the guys in on that was Michael Dominic, the sophomore linebacker. Let's watch Kell fly to the football again here.
You got to let that play develop a little bit more, a little quick on the trigger there. And Kell was ready for that. Big third down right here. 3rd and about 7, 3rd and 8.
Yeah, you're looking at that here right now. Longhorns fans making a bunch of noise, sensing momentum being up for grabs after their score. Chance to get the ball back here now.
Got to block Tyshawn Nat, 99. This is where he made a living against GAC. You see him right over the center, right over the guard, number 99.
Press box is shaking. There's so much noise. McWhorter in trouble. Gets free. Flag comes down now, throwing into traffic, and it's going to be caught right there at the line. That is another catch by Sokovie White, who probably goes and gets it contested as well as anybody does. But this is going to come down to the flag and what it is. It is in a bad area if you're a Cass fan.
Yeah, it's probably going to be holding because the play was extended. But let's see. Oh, your hands to the face. C51 right there. See the face mask. See McWhorter going hands to the face, and that's an easy call. And he gives a hold in there too. So
they'll have to accept it though, right, and do 3rd down again because of. You see Bobby May looking at the situation.
He's asking as well. Marietta up on Westlake. That is a 3 over a 2 right now. We talked about Rich Morgan and Marietta, man. Like, you didn't want to play them.
No, the same kind of season 2 years in a row where they'll play the Falcons week 3.
Yes.
And then, you know, by the time you get to region schedule, they're so battle tested, they feel like they can take on anything. So they do accept the penalty. It's going to be 3rd and basically forever right now. Let's see if I can do the math. 3rd and about 20 or so, I guess. Yeah, 23. Thank you, guys. 3rd and about 23 here. Devin Henderson going to motion. McWhorter trying to set up the screen and nothing doing. Yeah, that's a play you didn't quite have a chance at right there. Tried to maybe get Henderson coming in motion and see if he could throw to him. Instead, McWhorter has to set up the screen, and Kell was all over it. Bring up 4th down.
Hiram, another team from this region with Cass.
Ineligible downfield. Offense.
Ineligible man downfield.
So you'll decline this, make it 4th down, right?
Yes, I would assume you would. Yeah, the punt.
Ineligible downfield. Offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Away,
so to give you an idea here, it's going to be, at one point in time this year, Devin Henderson was the punter for Cass. You got McWhorter, the quarterback, into punt right now. To give you an idea of how 100% healthy Henderson might be, not in punting right now. Just something to watch for here this evening. That's a punt finally going down at the 45-yard line. So it'll be pretty good field position for Kell coming back here on the Colonel side of things. They've got a 1-point lead and the football here. Its first quarter action continues right after this, the Peachtree Sports Network.
Hendrick.
Drive now, pay later. Shop HendrickCars.com this month and make no payments for 90 days. Over 20,000 new and pre-owned vehicles. No payments for 90 days. Visit HendrickCars.com.
The Mechanical Trades Institute is an opportunity towards personal financial freedom through hands-on and rewarding work. Our school is completely free and gives apprentices the knowledge and skills required to gain access to a lifelong career path. Apprentices learn pipe fitting, plumbing, mechanical service, and welding. They earn money as they learn and graduate with no student debt. Start a career with the Mechanical Trades Institute and change your financial future.
Struggling with food insecurity can feel lonely, yet every community across America is affected by hunger, which is why our Kroger associates work together to rescue nutritious food that would otherwise go to waste in an effort to donate 3 billion meals by 2025. Because we believe everyone should have access to fresh, delicious food. Join the Kroger Zero Hunger, Zero Waste Foundation to defeat hunger and eliminate food waste.
The Forum River Center in Rome, Georgia is now open and available for meetings and receptions. We're fully equipped for large conventions, sporting events, weddings, and much more. The Forum is located downtown within walking distance of local restaurants, hotels, and boutique shopping. We offer a variety of meeting spaces, many with beautiful river views. Outdoor venues are available for that special touch. With our adjacent parking deck and a personal concierge on site, your event is sure to be a hit. Find out more at forumrivercenter.com.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by Score Atlanta, your source for Georgia high school sports. HendrickCars.com. Get no payments for 90 days at HendrickCars.com. Experience the Hendrick difference. Sports Turf. You bring the vision, we'll bring it to life. The Georgia Army National Guard. The next generation is now. And by Ford. For great offers on F-150, see your local Ford dealer.
And welcome back, everybody. Kell on top of Cass right now. That's your score, 7-6. Still 2:50 to go, first quarter of play. You see the Cass sideline there, trying to figure out something to do with Bryce Clavon. And on first down, they do. In there to make a big stop behind the line of scrimmage. Nice job.
It's hard to see with these numbers, man.
Yeah, it really is. The gold on the white. But nonetheless, a good job by Kell.
Yeah,
just like Cass defensively getting in there, though.
Negative play, gets 2-yard loss there. And again, now you're going to see adjustment. What did Cass make an adjustment with Clavon hurting them on that first drive?
So you lose yardage on the tackle for loss on Clavon. Bunch formation for Kell here again defensively. Man goes in motion. Clavon fakes a handoff to him. Now crank it up and throw. Zachary again. Caught at the 20-yard line. Now he's going to try to run left side and get in the 15. Sophomore. Another big play for him.
What a great throw by Clavon. You're talking about layering a ball right over a defender to Zachary. Thought Ellis had him right there. Look at him lay this over right in that hole for Zachary to be there. Look at this ball. That is perfect throw in between two Cass defenders. And right now, Brandon, this is the Bryce Clavon show.
You talked to Bobby May. And by the way, we're in the Raid Zone here presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. You talked to Bobby May, the Kell coach, about Zachary. He says he may be the best sophomore wide receiver in the state. Clearly touting for his own guy. And you see what he's able to do. First catch of the night for Kyle Vaca. Shakes off a tackle, dances his way inside the 5-yard line.
Look at the Eastern Kentucky committee. Got a flag down, though, Brandon, on that play. But Vaca, the 200-pound wide receiver, hard to bring down. I think they got a cut block. Yep, on the nose guard. Sure did. Blocking below. It looks like blocking below the waist, maybe.
Yeah, it could be. You mentioned Vaca in Eastern Kentucky commit. Kind of a tricky night for him. Of course, Eastern Kentucky's the Colonels, and now he's playing
see the nose guard. See the nose guard. See him cut him right there.
Yeah.
So it might be. See the right guard go low right there, and he's engaged. So I believe.
We have 2 fouls on the play. We have a low block on the defense.
Yep.
And then we have a chop block on the offense. Those penalties offset.
Okay, offsetting penalties.
A new one.
Yeah, you don't see that a ton.
First down.
So on the offensive side, if the other offensive lineman's not engaged, the low block's not a penalty, right?
Correct.
.93 seconds left in our first quarter. Offsetting penalties there. Something you don't always see, or very rarely see.
Yeah, that was a new one on us this year.
It negates, though, what would have been Kyle Vaca's first catch of the night. See the Longhorn logo there on the pylon. Boy, how about the hospitality the folks at Kell have shown us again here.
The head coach brought us wings.
The food from the concession stand, including some lemon pepper wings and some honey barbecue. It was as good as anything. You see the handoff there to Gibson. Gibson's going to be kind of the featured back tonight, it appears, and he gets it inside the 10-yard line, picking up about 4 on that carry.
First place we've been all year that you and I both have to walk laps at halftime.
Exactly, because the food, we had barbecue dinner and some wings from the concession stand. We've already been well fed here, and it's been. There's also a wonderful tray of chicken nuggets behind us that we're trying to keep from eating every time we go to commercial break.
We moved that.
Yeah, popping them like they're Tic Tacs. So 2nd and 5 now after the Gibson carry. Kell kind of bunched up here offensively. You got 3 receivers on the right side, but they're all kind of tight. They run this sort of the reverse type play, getting the ball to Sabor. Sabor loses the football, and it's up for grabs. It's going to be picked up by Kell. Returned back to the 30-yard line there. A big play defensively by Cass to come up with the football.
Man, deep in the territory on the 9-yard line. They go inside reverse.
Sideline warning.
He gets it. Let's see, 17
bench.
Yeah, that's Mason Tompkins, a sophomore linebacker who knocks it free.
He just lets go of the ball. Watch him with his right. Watch him put it right there. Just let go of it. Just comes out of his hand.
Yeah, that's Marcavius Sabor that lost the football. Tompkins knocks it free, and then scooping it up is Jeremiah DeRoche, the linebacker.
Big play.
Big first down Cass, ball at the 30.
Big play right there inside the 10 with a turnover. 13 seconds go in the first quarter.
Devin Henderson is in now as a traditional running back. That's the biggest change in the Cass season overall, was his emergence there at that spot. Pass play, Sabor makes up for the fumble by flying in on defense and making a tackle there in the backfield.
And they are ready for Sokovie White right now. They see him in motion. They jumped it.
Sabor, a 3-star commitment to the University of Cincinnati. And his big play there will be the final in the first quarter. So a lot of fireworks here on both sides. We're off to a great start. We expect it to be a great football game. So get settled in with us here on a Friday night on the Peachtree Sports Network. We're right back after this.
You stayed awake so we could sleep. You fought so we wouldn't have to. You gave your life so that we could live. This Veterans Day, Ingalls is honored to offer 10% off to all veterans. Thank you for your great service to the people of this nation. Ingalls, honoring the heroes of the past and present.
From the baseline to the sideline, the best live sports from Atlanta and beyond are on Peachtree Sports Network. The biggest plays, the instant classics, and the next rising stars are right here on Peachtree Sports Network, your home for live local sports.
Every dream needs direction. With South College's dedicated instructors and hands-on training, you can earn your certificate or Associates of Science degree in medical assisting. A medical assistant assists doctors and nurses in providing care to patients. Medical assistants could be responsible for everything from administrative work to patient support.
At South College, you can chase your dreams, right here in Atlanta.
For more information, call or visit south.edu. South College, where dreams find direction.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Second quarter action about to get going here. Kell fresh off a turnover force. Now looking at a second down situation here. Although second 16, lost yardage on a tackle for a loss by Marcavius Sabor for Kell on the final play of the first quarter a moment ago. Here's Brody McWhorter taking the snap, now looking to throw. Nowhere to throw it. Now going to crank it up, throw it deep. Once again, a contested battle for the football, and it's going to be an interception. That's Cedric Franklin coming away with the interception.
Got a flag down.
Do you have a flag? You saw that in the background there.
Let's see what the call here is. Did he go through him early?
Franklin's arguing his case here. He doesn't like it. It seems like he thinks it's on him. Boy, we've seen some real battles between receivers and defensive backs here tonight.
Tell you what, he's going to have to be here early for that, because that ball, to make that call, because that ball to me was thrown up kind of for grabs. But if he got there early, it's a penalty. We'll see on the replay here in a second.
Franklin's a senior, a commit to Georgia Tech.
Defensive pass interference. Defense. 15-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Our booth is right above the Kell fans. They're unhappy about that. Let's watch this here.
Ooh. I don't know about that one. Ooh. They missed a holding a while ago on Devin Henderson, and they missed a pass interference there on Kell. Because that is, I don't even, that's
That just looks like a good play to me.
That is a absolute picture-perfect defensive back play there. And
Isaac Keep was the freshman receiver who was intended for him. And it looked like just a good play by Franklin, unless there's something that our camera angle doesn't show us, but I don't know that there is. But nonetheless, it's going to go against Kell. Make it 2nd 1 for Cass, and that's going to be a first down carry for Devin Henderson. When Henderson was injured against Cartersville, they thought his season was done. It was an ankle and a knee. Didn't play at all against Dalton. Played a very little bit in kind of a blowout loss to Hiram. Played some in the win 2 weeks ago against Calhoun. And then now you kind of finally feel like they got him fully back here for tonight. McWhorter takes the snap, gives the handoff. And we mentioned, this is a team that we saw Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic, kind of a blowout loser to Rome that day,
and was in that game probably midway through the third, and it just unraveled on them.
So after that, though, start playing a much better brand of football, and it was really the change. Devin Henderson's, he's going to Liberty as a safety right now, although you talk to, coaches around the CAS program, they'll tell you that Jamie Chadwell's staff, willing to consider the idea that he could also be a running back there. But the point is, he, kind of a safety by trade, starts the year as a slot receiver, but really moving him to a traditional running back role is what really changed the fortunes for Cass here this year. Flag going to come in.
Cass coaches beside us think there's 12 people on the field.
False start.
Oh.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Houston County already up 21-3 on North Atlanta.
That's another region you didn't want to play.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a 3 seed versus a 2 seed in downtown Atlanta, and
of course
that Houston, Thomas County, Central Lee County, that whole region there. It's going to be tough to deal with.
Yeah, that region, and by the way, this is all a part of our Breda Pest Management score ticker. The Cass region, Region 7, 5A, and that region in 6A, those are the two regions a year ago where all 4 teams won in the first round.
Correct.
2nd and 13 after the false start penalty. It's an empty backfield once again, and McWhorter just going to carry straight ahead, and he's going to be dropped right there at the 40-yard line. Tyshawn Nat, the nose man.
He just makes plays, man. I mean, he's done it. We've watched him. He's not the biggest dude.
No.
Man, he gets penetration, gets off blocks.
Only a junior, but already a 2-year starter, really kind of finishing up, second year here right now.
Coach Gates has got that look, and we blocked 99.
How about 26 tackles for loss for him coming into tonight? We saw him get 3 sacks of the night against GAC, right?
Played fantastic against GAC.
3rd down now, 3rd and 12.
See if they got quads to the right, got one-on-one coverage at the top.
Devin Henderson goes in motion. McWhorter looks his way, throws to him, and it's going to be caught inside the 35. And then loses the football, but then falls on it right around the 27-yard line. So Henderson catches it. Football comes loose, falls on it, but there's also a flag down as well.
Did they grab his face mask on the way by? He comes on the wheel route. He's open. See if they get him on this right
illegal
here.
block in the back.
Oh, right there. Yep. See the top number 10. Number 10 blocks 5.
First down.
Yep. So you see, watch 10 come across right here and hit 5.
So if you're scoring at home, the Henderson catch counts, good for the first down. You back them up for the block in the back at that point. So it is a first down, and it will be.
And that is a bad penalty.
Longhorn territory, but it's going to back them up, though.
3rd and 11 conversion, though, Brandon.
First catch of the night for Henderson. Steve Gates saying this week that he runs this team, end of story, to give you an idea of how important Steve Gates views Devin Henderson to be. 1st and 10 now after the penalty. Ball rests at the 35. Fake handoff, RPO play, Sokovie White catch again. This time, though, He gets big yardage and more. First down, move the chains again. And Covey starts to feel it here. There's a big battle going on right now between these Cass wide receivers and the Kell defensive backs. These are college prospects on both sides here, and so there's a lot of personal pride at stake. And there's a flag down here, too. Maybe a little too much extracurricular at the end.
Ineligible downfield offense. 5-yard penalty.
This has been a
repeat first down.
sloppy playoff game.
Is it nerves, Rusty?
It is nerves, adrenaline. Look, listen, somebody's high school career is over tonight, and there's a lot going on to Rome all over Sprayberry. I want to see the North Forsyth score there, because you could be looking at potential next week of Langston Hughes. 14-7, it's a little closer, but Rome Langston Hughes would be a rematch of the state semifinals in 6A last year next week.
Handoff up the middle, running room inside the 25, and down there goes Devin Henderson.
Ball headed number 7, Devin Henderson.
He looks healthy to me.
Yeah, he looks like it. Interesting how they're getting the football, too. A lot of non-traditional stuff.
Yep. Just straight at him right there. They run right at the Kell defense, run power. Look at that move right there, finish. We had a talk with Keith Henderson, their uncle.
We sure did.
Georgia High School football.
Sure did.
He said, look, everybody kept telling me, why didn't I send them to Cartersville? I said, well, I want them to cut their own path.
It's great.
Make their own name.
It's great.
I thought that was a very good answer out of their uncle. They go twins. Oh, look at this formation.
Yeah, going to sort of stack them on both sides here, though it's a straight handoff up the middle to Henderson. Henderson crossed the 15-yard line, and all of a sudden he's starting to find a little bit of a groove here.
I'll tell you right now, they are blocking the second level of Kell. Look at them get on the linebackers. See those linebackers? There's nobody free right there because they're so spread out. Basically, Kell and Cass are playing 5-on-5 in the middle. And right now, they're having issues. The official took a playoff shot as well.
We're in the red zone here, presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. And keep in mind, this drive alive because of an interception waved off. Cedric Franklin ruled to have been pass interference. That preserves the drive here for Cass. They're making the most of it here right now. Handoff to Henderson. He's trying to shake free. Will not be able to do so. Good tackle back there in the backfield that time by Bryce Robinson, the sophomore.
Well, both of these teams are talking it. Every play, they got words for each other. They run counter, see the backside guard and tackle pull. That's a great job by the Kell number 10, who sets the edge, doesn't allow any kind of upfield penetration, but that's exactly how you play that pulling guard. And number 10, Michael Dominic, linebacker, sophomore from Kell, played that perfect.
Ball's going to rest on the 14. Line to make here is going to be the 4.
I'm going to watch Covey in the slot.
Going to fake the handoff, and McWhorter's going to keep it himself, and he's going to score from 13 yards out. Brody McWhorter gives you his third rushing touchdown of the season.
Brandon, something we're seeing tonight that we haven't seen out of McWhorter in 2 games is his ability to run the ball. They have seen something on tape they like versus Kell. They're going to spread. That's a great read. Good job. Look at them seal off. There's nobody there for 52 to block. They have found something right now against this Kell defense in the spread formation they like.
How much of that is aided by the eye candy of Braylon Hill going in motion?
That's exactly why you run that. Give them some eye candy, and the quarterback keeps them. This is the 3rd time I've seen Cass, and I have not seen Brody McWhorter use his legs like this. And this is showing another element in his game. See if he rolls to the left here.
After the missed PAT, they are going to go for 2 to try to make it an even 14 here. McWhorter, though, going to go down. He's sacked on the play. Tyshawn Nat ends the PAT try. The 2-point conversion attempt will fail as Nat gets in there to bring down McWhorter. But Cass scores again. In both these offenses, they are trading explosive plays back and forth. Colonels have the lead on the road. Number 4 seed looking good here right now. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, does it matter if this leaks?
It don't matter to me. Can't see it from my house.
Illegal use of hands and proper training.
GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com has 14 different highly skilled trades with tuition-free training in our certified apprenticeship programs to train you the right way. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
The Georgia Sheet Metal JETC equips apprentices with the knowledge and skills required to start a rewarding career in the sheet metal industry with programs in HVAC, industrial welding, and testing, adjusting, and balancing. Training is 100% free and allows apprentices to earn as they learn. Journeymen graduate with no student debt and have the potential to earn more than most college graduates. Visit our website to learn more about this opportunity at careersinsheetmetal.com.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt. I got it, Mom.
In the blink of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future, every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Welcome back, everybody. Good game going here. Cass on top of Kell. Kickoff coming here right now for Austin MacArthur. MacArthur going to kick it high and short, fielded there around a 30-yard line. That's where Kell going to go back on offense now, trailing 12-7. Our Breda Pest Management scoring summary: 9 plays, 70 yards, 5:56 of clock time there. Honestly, you know, could be a valuable asset too to have kind of a sustaining, you know, kind of clock-chewing drive.
Listen, anytime that Bryce Clavon is now on the field, it's an advantage to Cass. I mean, he has been the difference maker so far with positive plays.
About Walton on top of Mountain View right now, 31-0. Peachtree Ridge, their good season continues. They're up early. North Gwinnett, the team we saw last week, on top of the Wolverines of West Forsyth right now, 17-0-2. Clavon, handoff. That's Gibson. Gibson up to the 40-yard line, got 7 on first down.
Seems like yesterday we were watching this and they were introducing this freshman running back they had, and number 6 is basically, no, you're no longer a freshman.
At this point in time, it's your 11th game of the year.
Yep.
And really for both sides, you know, Cass got a lot of sophomore players. They've targeted a freshman receiver tonight. That a lot of these guys are essentially moving into what would kind of be the second, you know, season of their career. It just sort of happens as an extension of the first. Clavon, pressure coming, buys some time and throws it into coverage. It's incomplete. His target that time was Jaden George. That was another contested pass play, though.
He just makes it look so easy. Look, never panics. Just gets away with one right there, though. The ball sailed on him a little bit, but good job again. Listen, Caden Ellis is not getting the sack, but he is getting the pressure. The junior App State commit. And he played, maybe, if Devin Henderson didn't, Caden Ellis played his best game against Cartersville. We called number 11's name all night long.
3rd and 3 now. Cass sneaks some guys up the line of scrimmage. Fake handoff by Clavon. Clavon corralled, and he's going to go down.
Wow.
Chasing him down there, Devin Henderson, among a whole host of colonels to bring down Clavon, and that forces 4th down.
They go counter, and they're unable to turn the corner because watch penetration there by the linebacker just enough. But look at Cass run to the football.
It's both Hendersons, Devin and Kevin.
Is Devin and Kevin right there. That is a Cass special.
And 4th down, Kell going to keep its offense out there. They're deep in their own territory here. Is this a hard count situation?
Quick kick. We saw him do this.
Yeah, we've seen Clavon do the quick kick, Rusty. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Looks like that's what he's going to step back and do right here, right now. Flag comes in.
Movement on Kell.
False start. Number 70.
Now they might go
offense.
Traditional kick and see what they do.
5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So you bring him out there to see if he can get a cheap 5.
Sure.
But we saw him, if you remember, we saw Bryce Clavon do the quick kick a couple of times.
A referee just dropping jersey numbers in the penalty.
Hey, it's a big game, man.
It's a big game. It's playoffs. Listen.
Hey, you got to grow up sometime. You got to grow up sometime.
Accountability, I guess. I like it.
Sorry, Mom.
And the punt away for Kell, number 81, Colin Mitchell, bank receive 4.
And that scares me, those quick kicks. You kick it right in the back of a guard.
Yeah.
any type of penetration. See, Gainesville and South Paulding in a game.
Yeah, a little bit of a closer game you might would have expected in round one there. Now you're going to bring in Mitchell. Mitchell can do the rugby-style kick.
Great kick.
Yeah, going to bounce there at the 40-yard line. What is the value of, what is the value of the quick kick?
You try to, you don't, they cannot put a back return guy because they have to account for that quarterback. So you can't just throw somebody back there.
And gosh, given Bryce Clavon, they're a threat to go for it at any point in time.
No doubt.
Hey, while we have a moment, let's check it on Georgia's Rome here because they want you to join them for the holidays. Don't miss the Winter Wonderland 2023 from November 24th through December 30th. It's an ice rink, a snow experience, and so much more. Plus the Rome Christmas Parade coming up November 28th. You can join us for the largest Christmas parade in the state. Plan your fun and get event details at romeevents.org. That's romeevents.org. I could see you being like the grand marshal for the Rome Christmas parade. I could see you doing that.
Oh, man. I'm going to stay away from that skating
rink. Got your
rink.
Santa suit on or something like that?
I can tell you that ice rink.
Oh, yeah, listen, that's not going to end well for me at all. Big hit by
you get in life and you start looking at Cope, and you don't get on ice rinks anymore.
No doubt about that. I am not messing around with that.
I will tell you, our Rome downtown, that Christmas parade, it might be the largest in the world. I'm talking about if you've got a four-wheeler and you've got a jelly stand in your backyard, you've got a float.
I love it. Listen, I am like the Griswolds when it comes to Christmas.
Me too, man. I've been going. My neighbor put out his Christmas stuff this week, and we high-fived on the way out the door today.
Yeah. I can't have you put it out before Halloween, but I don't mind you putting it out. I love Thanksgiving too, but I don't mind a little early Christmas decoration.
Cass, that's their first of the half.
So Cass going to call timeout. You see Steve Gates wanting to round up his charges for a moment. We'll give him a chance to do that. We'll pay a couple of bills here while he does. We'll be right back after this.
Power Nation is your source for authentic automotive how-to. Detroit Muscle, celebrating the passion and performance of Motor City Cool. Truck Tech, smoking the streets, and tackling the trails are just part of highway hauling fun. Engine power, it's high cranking performance with the science of speed and torque. And our newest show, Carcass, imagination, fabrication, and plenty of perspiration. Let the thrill begin. Power Nation.
Our excellence is shining, yet so many of us are dying. Colon cancer is silently killing our people, our friends, and family. So screen we must. We do this for all of us, from every corner, doorstep, and pulpit, period. The health revolution must begin. From diagnosis to death rates, colon cancer can no longer win. Ravaging Black communities, colon screenings are a must. They're recommended for those 45 and up to pinpoint and treat the signs. If detected early, colon cancer is treatable, 91% beatable. It's on us to understand symptoms and lower the risk. Join our team and get screened. It's time to take our bodies back. It's time to get healthy. It's time to stand up to cancer once and for all.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by Kroger. Boost by Kroger Plus. More savings, more benefits, a new level of membership. Dog Nation. Visit DogNation.com for the latest Georgia team news and recruiting information. Georgia's Rome, where the rivers meet and the mountains begin. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Seatbelts save lives. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety reminds you to buckle up before every trip. And by the U.S. Army, be all you can be.
All right, welcome back. You see a great look there at the Kell cheerleaders. What a great job they do each and every Friday night. Really bringing the spirit here on the side of the field known as the stockyard. And, of course, McWhorter now going to run, slide there around the 48-yard line. Maybe took a little bit of a poke there at the end. Wasn't much to it, but perhaps enough to draw the penalty.
I think they pushed this might be one of those where you get the second person, because what happened, a Kell defender pushed I think they're going to get the second one here. Let's see what happened. They call this on.
Dead ball, personal foul, defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
They pushed a over the pile. A Kell defender pushed the Cass offensive lineman back over the pile.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if it's going to get him for that. Kell's got it. They've got to kind of close this down a little bit and regroup.
Yeah, you can't be giving extra yardage and stuff like that.
Not this part,
not to a Cass team at this stage of the game here.
Kind of uncharacteristic of what we're seeing out of Kell so far. Penalties, kind of losing their cool a little bit.
So ball sits at the 38. 1st and 10. A little bit more of a traditional look from Kell offensively. McWhorter going to throw off his back foot, kind of. Could not connect. Sokovie White was the intended target. White comes up celebrating because he knows he draws the penalty here. That's the second pass interference called against Kell in his many drives. The first one negates an interception. The second one going to end up being about nearly as costly.
See this on replay if we got it. Did they grab his jersey?
Defensive pass interference. Defense. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
See if we can see this again, maybe.
First down Cass at the 23.
He came out of his break and they got him on the jersey because I was watching him. If we have that one, but
either way, going to be a new set of downs here at the 23-yard line for Cass. Sokovie White, right after the play was over, knew he had drawn the penalty. Cass sends a man in motion. Again, it's a fake handoff again. McWhorter, same play, scored the touchdown a moment ago, still on his feet, inside the 5, and he's going to score a touchdown. Brody McWhorter, a rushing score again. Takes a hit after the play's over with, but he has extended the Colonel's lead.
same play, just flip the formation, and Brody McWhorter, man, didn't know he had this in his game, but he has hurt Kell with his legs. Lucky Kell didn't get a penalty there.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a loss of composure here for a moment for Kell.
That's definitely not indicative of a Bobby May team, and that's certainly, I guarantee, something he's going to address. You need to calm down and stay within the game right now.
Cass will now try the PAT, and May will connect on that. First PAT of the night was blocked. The second was a two-point conversion attempt that resulted in a sack, and now just a traditional PAT for the score. So the Colonels are on the road and leading here right now over the 1 seed in the region champion Kell. While we have a moment, football is back, and it's time to rise up with your Atlanta Falcons. Limited season ticket inventory still remains. You can select your tickets today at atlantafalcons.com/tickets.
What is Falcons football? It's Grady putting quarterbacks on notice. It's Kyle shredding defenses like a unicorn. It's Tyler breaking tackles like phone screens. It's AJ locking down anyone on his island. It's Drake touching the sun. It's ZP breaking another record. What is Falcons football? It's all you dirty birds. Rise up.
All right, we'll see our scoring summary here as Cass extends its lead. 3 plays, 61 yards, minute 19. Second rushing touchdown of the night for Brody McWhorter. And it's 19-7. Cass on top of Kell here right now. Short kick again by MacArthur.
Kickoff goes out of bounds. Penalty flag on the field.
So if you're Kell, you got to get something going offensively here right now.
Got to get something going. Get
ball
back to where
35-yard line. First down.
You know,
Kell.
Kyle Vaca. Got to get Vaca involved in the game. Got to get Zachary involved in the game, and maybe not put so much on Clavon. Let's get some short, some easy passes. Kind of get them in flow and get back. Because really impressed with their offensive line.
You mentioned Vaca, 36 catches on the season, 844 yards. His only catch tonight was negated by penalty, so that's an offensive weapon they haven't really been able to use tonight here. It's going to be Bryce Clavon in an empty backfield situation. Tyreek Green, first time we've seen him tonight, going to come over and be a running back. He's going to get the handoff. going to fight forward up to the 40-yard line. You get about 5 yards that time on first down.
Number 11, you see him walking back to the huddle with the yellow gloves on Caden Ellis. I mean, every single play, he is up the field or he is penetration. They're going to go empty right here again.
Clavon looking at the situation. Going to throw a screen over here to the 40-yard line. That's Darian Thomas who catches that, gets up there to the 48, and that's going to move it again for Kell, and they're going to try to move with some pace here.
Yeah, I like that play call there. Let's just get the ball out in space, get the ball out of our hands here. Give them a couple of different looks.
You saw Green, the running back, in a moment ago, but he just came off kind of limping. We've been told that he's going to try his best to give it a go tonight, but not a fully healthy player. Instead, it's going to be Gibson on the handoff, getting up to the 50-yard line. Got a couple of that time on first down. Colquitt County on top of Parkview 34-10. Speaking of banged up football teams, it'd be fun to watch Parkview against Colquitt in a situation like that with kind of a full roster. You know, the Parkview running game is pretty much decimated. No Traylon Maddox, no Kair Spain, the two guys we saw actually on this field at the beginning of the season. Neither guy playing tonight, I don't believe.
Totally different football team to finish this season.
Clavon to throw, got a man open, but it's going to be intercepted, flying over to get the interception, and what a play was that by Josh Love, the cornerback.
Man, did he
sophomore comes flying in.
Did he read that play or what? Ball sailed a little bit. Watch him just close on that. Great interception, and Brandon, there's 2:37 to go. Can Cass steal a possession right here?
It is the 6th interception of the year for Clavon, and a Cass secondary that includes Devin Henderson, Liberty commit, Sokovie White, Georgia commit. It's Love who comes over and makes the interception.
He's the next one they talk about.
And you're right, Rusty. All of a sudden now, if you're Cass, you can really smell the chance to get more points here.
Still a possession because Kell, if I'm wrong, will get the ball first in the second half. So that's 2 turnovers in the first half by Kell. Can Cass capitalize again right here?
McWater's going to send a man in motion. Going to look to throw. Going to crank it up. He's going to throw deep into double coverage again, and it's intercepted here.
Triple coverage there.
Yeah, and Markavia Sabor comes up barking at Sokovie White. Gets the penalty. Sokovie White was there to kind of point at the flag as it came flying down to the sky. It's going to be Kell football here, but it's going to be another penalty on the Longhorns.
I guarantee you Bobby May is going to talk to his football team at halftime, because you cannot continue to have those types of penalties. You just had a big play, and now they're going to back you up 15 yards for that one.
Talk is an interesting choice of verb in terms of how he might choose to communicate that.
He's going to have a discussion.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on Kell. Half the distance to the goal. Kell's ball, 1st and 10.
I say this a lot. I actually have a pretty high tolerance for the trash talk. I mean, Sabor, he's a big-time player. Sokovie's a big-time player. You know, I get the idea that you don't want it to kind of bleed into something that's too, egregious or anything like that. But I don't mind these guys barking at each other a little bit.
They're talking a little bit, but a play like that, you just made the interception. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just go back and get your team and not cost them 15 yards on this possession. But I don't think it's going to be a problem in the second half. I can assure you that with Coach May.
Vaca comes in and almost going to act like an H-back here on this. Oh, Clavon gets confused there. Something weird happened on that.
What happened?
So I don't know if – did the ball go out of the back of the end zone?
No, they recovered it for a safety.
So Cass gets on the football. So
he wasn't looking.
Yeah, Clavon completely was not looking.
So he's going to recover it, so that's a safety.
Okay, yeah, so when you go in there like that, that's a safety, falling on it in the end zone like that.
And they're getting the ball back. So
and they get the ball.
So now, Brandon, they got their 2 points back that they missed off the extra point.
What a disaster.
They just didn't see it, man.
So the only thing for Gibson to have done there was try to scoop it up and bring it out of the end zone, right?
And as a freshman, all he's thinking is cover that football up, and I get it there.
Yeah, you understand that, but what a disaster for Kell. Everything that can go wrong, seemingly going wrong right now for the Longhorns. Brady pass management, everything goes right with them, though. And nobody wants unwanted guests taking up residence in their homes. And this time of year, you could maybe think that's your in-law, something like that, coming in for the holidays. But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about those critters. When it comes to keeping critters out of your house, there's just one company to call. It's our friends at Breda Pest Management. We certainly appreciate Breda Pest Management bringing Georgia high school athletics to us each week. Tremendous dedication on their part to the great Georgia high school athletics all across our state. We appreciate Breda Pest Management being a big part of that. All right, so Colin Mitchell going to come on and going to be asked to kick now to Cass. Sokovi is going to be back deep here, or the deepest man in the alignment for the Colonels. You assume Mitchell's going to try to keep it away from him. Instead of just going to actually give Sokovi a chance here at the 30. Be careful if you're Kell. Oh, Sokovi took a big hit. Right there at the 40-yard line. I mean, he absolutely got popped that time. It was Elijah Washington, the Navy commit, who brought a thunderous blow.
Wow. You're talking about a soccer sign-up increased play here. Watch this. Ooh, great tackle.
Yeah, just completely formed, shoulder, eyes up.
Not a one thing wrong with that.
And Sokovi, to his credit, just pops right back up because he's a tough dude.
Yep.
That was a big hit.
That's how you handle that.
Yeah.
You make that play. You walk. You spoke what you needed to with your pads. Good job, young man.
Yeah,
nice play.
Washington's a tough guy now.
Yep.
Good linebacker.
You don't have to say anything after a hit like that.
No. The noise, the ricochet, the echo from the hit doing all the talking for you. But Cass has got a chance here.
Top of the screen.
And it gets real serious if they extend their lead from here. In the backfield, though, Kell going to try to do everything it can to keep that from happening. That was Michael Dominic, the linebacker.
Good job there. Interesting here. 2 minutes, up 14. 3 timeouts left for both teams. Correct. I think the scoreboard's right.
Yeah, well, Cass has called a timeout.
Okay, so Kell's got 3. I mean, I'm maybe trying to call a timeout to steal a possession if I'm them. You get a loss of 5 on that play.
For now, though, the content to let it tick here.
Lost 20 seconds on that.
The quarter once again empty backfield. He's got 3 receivers on the left side. Devin Henderson going in motion on the right side. Henderson takes the handoff. Henderson up to the 45.
Devin Henderson with a carry.
He's got about 7 that time.
Quick north-south.
We told you earlier he's a Liberty committed safety, but that coaching staff has kind of been visiting with him the last couple of weeks. They've seen the success he's had as a running back. About 950 yards and only a partial season running the ball. They think, hey, maybe you can come here and be a running back up there in Lynchburg, Virginia.
He's just a football player now. Physical, plays every snap. So we got 9 seconds, 8 on the play clock here.
Looking at a 3rd down. That's a fake handoff, and the quarter keeps it. They've run that kind of jet sweep fake and a carry. This time they're going to be just short. Ball at the 50-yard line. Now a timeout's going to get called.
Timeout. Kell. That's their first of the half.
So if you're Cass,
you got to punt it. You got to punt.
You have to?
The way your defense is played, you got the last couple of drives, I punt this. With 40 seconds, don't give them any chance at field position.
While we have a moment here, let's see the Kell schedule here, brought to you by Personal Touch Lawn Care. And, there's plenty that I'm wrong about. I'm sure, Rusty, you've been wrong in the past. One thing I think we were pretty right about was we saw week 1 back at the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic. Parkview handled Kell pretty well on this field here. And you and I both said there's not a thing wrong with Kell. They're going to be fine. We'll be talking about them, late in the season. And sure enough, they rattled off 9 straight wins since then. They won the region. We saw them on the Peachtree Sports Network at a very good win against Greater Atlanta Christian. And here they sit tonight as the champions in Region 6 of 5A and the highest scoring team in the classification here. Shook off that loss to Parkview very well.
Yeah, we talked that night. We said, look, we were like, this team not only can win every game in the regular season, they can win the rest of their games.
Yeah, that's all brought to you by Personal Touch Lawn Care.
Sloppy first half for Kell, but this might be a quick kick here too.
Yeah, McWhorter has done some of that before. In fact, he was aligned as the punter here earlier. They're showing a regular play here right now.
Not seeing anybody jump off sides.
Yeah, see if you can get it.
Yeah.
They're not going to. Now Cass will call one of its timeouts.
Timeout, Cass. That's their second timeout of the half.
So one remaining here in the half. Pretty good game between Cedar Grove and Hebron Christian tonight, right?
I'll tell you something, Hebron Christian, we looked at their roster, going over some meetings for next year, and I'm telling you right now, Hebron Christian is going to be, they're going to be in the same region with Prince Avenue and a few other schools.
And that kind of, think of sort of the lower classification private school group.
Coach Guest coming from Elka over to Hebron.
Many-time state champions there at Elka, and now at Hebron Christian. And, of course, speaking of schedules, how about the Cass schedule? Once again, brought to you by Personal Touch Lawn Care. A little bit of a similar situation in terms of shaking off a loss in the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic. Rome, I thought, played extremely well that night. And then if you're Cass, you drop a tough game to Rockmart after that. But once again, the emergence of Devin Henderson running back, and they go on a run. It's 50 against Drew. It's 40 against Adairsville. 40-0 over MLK. 42 points against Woodland. And the game that we saw against Cartersville, a Cartersville team that won the region at 10-0, Cass had every chance to win that particular night.
27-yard field goal with 1 second to win it, and just unable to get it. But you look at a team that's lost 3 of their last. What are they going to do right here?
Now they're singing a bunch formation here on fourth down. It's sort of the direct snap to Henderson. And Henderson is like right on the line. My gosh. Risky play by Steve Gates, coming on the road and rolling the dice. And I believe he just got it.
I think he just got it, but he had to break a tackle. Look at this.
In the backfield to do it. That's the direct snap to Henderson.
Yeah, he's got it right there. You see the spot.
Yeah, it's a good call, but I mean, it's close though.
Yep. He should have it based off that. Let's see what they do here. They're going to measure. I don't know the spot now.
No, it's funny.
Now
in live action, it looked like he was like right there on it, but like I kind of like
the spot now.
Direct look at the spot here. It may be a little closer than I gave it credit for. Let's see.
Yeah,
okay, he just got it. A little bit of what you call like a parallax view, by the way. We're kind of looking at that, and I think you and I both had the initial thought of like, oh gosh, that spot. I'm not quite so sure, but he did get it.
Gutsy call by Steve Gates. Now you got 2 timeouts left, or one.
One timeout left.
So you're going to throw something here, maybe pop something, and see if you can take a shot at the end zone here at the end of the half.
Don't have the opportunity to do that if they would like.
Or they may just down this thing and get out of here. And
just content not to give the ball back to Clavon. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yep.
Clock ticking. So McWhorter, do you kind of like run it down here and then just at least try to take the Hail Mary shot? McWhorter's got a strong arm. He's going to throw it deep. And it's a battle for the football, and it's incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
That was a Colton Cotton, the intended receiver that time.
This is interesting here. I mean, they're snapping the ball.
But if McWhorter's got the arm string, 15 seconds left, there's not much harm in throwing deep right here, right?
Well, the play clock was at 24, and the game clock was at 24. If I'm them, I let that thing tick to 2 and make the one last play. Because now you create a opportunity here. Now they're going to down it. So they took a shot. Yep.
And so that is how our first half will come to a close. But if you travel down 75 from Bartow County, you are loving life right now, because the 4 seed, who pulled a shocking upset last year in beating Jefferson, is trying to repeat history right now with a 2-touchdown lead over region champion and 1 seed Kell. It's 21-7. We got quite a second half in store for you. So stick with us for a fun halftime show, then we'll get right to it.
Hendrick.
Drive now, pay later. Shop HendrickCars.com this month and make no payments for 90 days. Over 20,000 new and pre-owned vehicles. No payments for 90 days. Visit HendrickCars.com.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
My marriage kind of took a different path. He told me he was not moving back into the home. My biggest fear was the unknown. What would happen with the children and myself? What would happen with the house? I found Meriwether and Tharp. They told me that they would walk me through this divorce, and they did that tenfold. You need an attorney. You need the best attorney, and that's going to be Meriwether and Tharp.
I've used R.S. Andrews 15 years, purchased 2 heating and air systems, so I rely on their technicians for service. I call, they come, it's fixed. And I appreciate Andrews' commitment. He gives it his all. That's how R.S. Andrews makes me smile.
Yikey wawa! Running out of hot water is one way your water heater cries out for help. Call R.S. Andrews. Get a water heater rejuvenation. Your water heater gets added life, you get more hot water. Another way R.S. Andrews makes you smile today.
And welcome to the halftime show brought to you by Sports Turf. It's time to bring in our Kroger halftime guest, and this time I'm honored to be joined by Don Baker, the athletic director of the Cobb County School District. First things first, how many schools do you have to oversee?
16 total high schools.
How do you manage your time with that many schools?
Very carefully. I've got a great assistant, Pam, that keeps my calendar in check and makes sure that I'm where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be there.
You did the right thing giving a shout out to your assistant. I hope that she's watching
100%.
Right now.
Yes, absolutely. We don't work without her.
So what does your job look like on a day-to-day basis? I'm sure it's different every day, but routine, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, it is. Probably in the office 2 to 3 days a week. Other days of the week we're out in the field. We're checking on capital projects, gyms that are being built, baseball fields, turf when it needs to be replaced, and then ultimately, helping support our athletic directors as they work to help support our coaches and ultimately our student athletes.
Now, the GHSA just had reclassification. 7A is getting taken away for the state. How does reclassification directly impact the Cobb County School District?
Well, yeah, we'll be spread out over 6 different regions. That's what we are right now. So we'll have schools in 6 as well as 5 and 4. And so we'll have one region that's predominantly all Cobb, and then the rest will be kind of mingled in with some other schools from around the area.
So I have to ask, you are the co-host of the Hanging with the AD podcast.
I am.
What is that about?
How about you asking that? You've done your homework.
Thank
That's
you.
good. Yeah, Josh Matthews, the athletic director at Pope High School, and myself, just before the pandemic started the podcast, we talked to collegiate athletic directors, high school athletic directors, and I'll be honest with you, it was really an opportunity for us to just learn from other people. It was conversations we were having with other people anyway. It was a way for us to get better, and then in turn, those that like to listen to it or want to listen to it can pick up some tips too.
So is it targeted more for educators, students, or just anybody who wants to listen?
It's for high school athletic directors. That's our target audience. But we talk to successful coaches. We talk to authors. We've talked to John Gordon. We've had him on there before. Leadership experts, performance coaches. Hannah Huseman is the mental performance coach for the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
Huge deal for them. So we try to just kind of put a blanket over leadership in general and help those that are in it.
So from what I understand, you have some special people watching at home. Would you like to say anything to them? This is your time to shine.
I do. Yeah, my daughter Bailey. She sent me a text and said she's watching, and so she's got a big soccer tournament this weekend. So I hope she gets into bed here soon.
Well, Mr. Baker, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for coming on our show.
Absolutely, not a problem.
All right, guys, make sure to stay tuned. We will be going over scores after the break.
The red one, the shiny red one. That's it.
Now this is shopping. Home, James.
Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
If it weren't a drink from McDonald's, you wouldn't try this hard.
Now get any size frozen drink for $1.79 or get an ice-cold classic lemonade made with real lemon juice. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
From the baseline to the sideline, the best live sports from Atlanta and beyond are on Peachtree Sports Network. The biggest plays, the instant classics, and the next rising stars are right here on Peachtree Sports Network, your home for live local sports.
Hi, I'm Chris with MaximumCashHomebuyers.com. Skip the baloney and the headache of realtors, showings, inspections, and repairs. Sell fast and easy to someone you trust. Inherited a home? I got you. Vacant house? I'll buy it. Home that needs work? Even better. No inspections, no fees, no gotchas, and no empty promises. If you need a stress-free guaranteed cash offer, I'm your guy. Let me prove to you why I'm Atlanta's most trusted cash home buyer. Call 678-905-9000. That's 678-905-9000.
Welcome to Talking Trades. I'm Ashley Rose. Today I am joined by Kenny Mullins of the IBEW. Now, Kenny, explain a little bit about what IBEW stands for and what exactly it is.
So it's the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, local union 613. We're nationally, but here in Atlanta, we're the 613 chapter is our number. I represent 5,170 electricians from apprentices to journeyman status. We have 58 counties, 4 of which are in Alabama, and 33,000 square miles of jurisdiction. So we go from Rome to Columbus to Auburn to Athens.
Wow.
So we got a big jurisdiction, but we represent the workers that install the best quality electrical work you can get. We have 160 contractors, electrical contractors that we're partners with.
Wow. So when you're adding to those 5,000, what type of candidate are you looking for?
Our principles are built on taking care of each other. So team sports, football's a great person to get a recruit that's not going to the next level and that's not going to go to college. We want you to come here because your work ethic's going to be strong, you are going to be on time, and you're going to be efficient. So, and you got the team mentality to where you can work with others. So, I mean, we want somebody that's team oriented, good attitude, and respects time.
And now when you're looking for that person, now what is something that they might not be aware of that the IBEW will give them?
So we have a pension. Most of our guys at this time are retiring with over $1 million in their pension, and you pay nothing into it. Our contractors, our partners pay that through a collective bargaining agreement where we negotiate for them. So you get a pension, you get family health care. It's for your whole family at no cost to you. The contractors pay that as well, and premium wages. That's a good thing. A lot of people don't understand this is a career. This is not a job. It's a career, and it's a great career. We're all over Atlanta. You get to go to different places in the country if you choose. There's 950 local unions nationwide in the United States and Canada.
Wow, well, I don't know why they wouldn't want to stay in Atlanta. So where can these guys and gals find out more about the IBEW?
They can go to IBEW613.org.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. That is today's segment for Talking Trades, but we will be back for more next week.
Great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their athletic abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports surfaces with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision. Our team brings it to life.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting 6 figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back, we're gonna do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover.
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
To challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
than you ever knew
that you could do.
means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training,
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
so you can be all you can be.
And welcome back to the Halftime Show, brought to you by Sports Turf. I'm Kaylee Mansell with Score Atlanta reporter Craig Sager. Craig, Cass comes out hot in the first half as a 4 seed on the road. How hard is it to come in here and get a big jump start like that away on the first round of the playoffs?
Where you got Kell with the highest scoring offense in 5A, but I just love the way Cass came out. The big play to Sokovie White, and then Kell marches down, punches it in. And then I think the turning point in the first half was the end of the first quarter. Kell was driving. They had that turnover. And then from there, that second quarter was all Cass. So there's some tough conversations going on in that Kell locker room. They've got to come out with energy. Peyton Zachary was involved, but they got to get this offense cooking.
And we have a great game going on here tonight, but with the first round of the playoffs, there's a lot of other great games going on in the state. So let's take a look at our scoreboard, brought to you by Score Atlanta. Now keep in mind, Divisions 4A and 2A will play tomorrow, so we'll go over the scores that we have tonight. We noticed a lot of really close games going on in 7A, but let's take a look at what we have in front of us. Some shutouts at the bottom: Rome over Sprayberry 42-0, as well as Ware County and Decatur, and then Creekside shutting out Flowery Branch. Craig, what stands out to you?
I think Dalton having the big lead over GAC. We're seeing the same sort of thing right here with that region coming out with the big lead over Kell, so just shows how tough that region's been. But I think Dalton's a really underrated team. Just with all the great teams in that region, they've gone under the radar for sure.
And moving on, Oconee County over Douglas, 21-7 in the third quarter. Stevens County is currently shutting out Carver Atlanta. And then Hiram, another team from this region, with Cass, Cartersville, Dalton over Cambridge right now, 24-7 in the third.
Yeah, who knows? They might sweep this first round, but I think what you see on the scoreboard is there is a different looking 3A this year. Cedar Grove still might be the team to beat, but Sandy Creek's down at the half. Carver Atlanta looks like they're going to be out in the first round. And then Douglas also struggling. So that's a region typically you think they might send everyone to the Final Four, but 3A is going to be a lot different this year. Shout out to teams like Stevens County.
And moving on, like you said, Sandy Creek down in the third quarter as of right now. Still a lot of game left to play. Marietta is currently upsetting Westlake. Now, it's anybody's game. It's only 9-7 in the third, but a 3-7 Marietta team, shocking. A powerhouse like Westlake would get the state of Georgia talking.
Yep, Marietta, it's no secret they played probably the toughest schedule in the entire state this year. Only 3 wins during the regular season. They get the number 3 seed, but I just feel like all those tough games they've been in, they know this is what it comes down to, and I know just being in this position, it would mean a lot for them to come out and get a big signature win like that. And then also big results with Jones County over a good Glenn Academy team. They jumped out early on them, and that is a big result.
Langston Hughes only defeating North Forsyth at the moment, 14-7. I knew that one came as a shock to us. Langston Hughes, who I still think it's funny to this day, Rome coach called them the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we thought they were going to have a similar season. Still up as of right now in the third quarter, but a big surprise to all of us. Gainesville over South Paulding, 19-14 in the third. That game's been close this entire time, and a lot of people are talking that Gainesville is the front runner of the 6A classification.
Yep, Gainesville came out really slow, but Sky Niblett did just have a 50-yard touchdown. Their tight end, obviously Josh Niblett's son, so he's been great, but it looks like they're starting to pull away in that one. Blessed Trinity, they've been quiet this year in 6A, but they have won a lot of games recently. Big win over Alpharetta a couple weeks ago, and then the Hughes result, that one is still very much a ball game. Just 14-7. Looks like that's going to be the score heading into the fourth quarter.
And moving forward, Douglas County, who's had a tremendous season, having no problem with Habersham Central. That's at 49-7 in the third quarter. And one of the first games that we've seen completed, Buford over Wheeler, 50-0. Buford had no problem. They're the number 2 seed. They could potentially go on the road next week, which is not something that they're used to. And then Mill Creek having no trouble with Osborne there at the bottom, 42-17 in the third.
Yeah, and that's a Wheeler team that had a lead on Walton last week at the half. So that is a talented team. Buford just handled business tonight. The big result, though, Collins Hill, a big over North Cobb.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people saw that coming, but I figured going into this game, Collins Hill has a great defensive front. If they can force North Cobb to pass the ball, because they're such a great running team, maybe they have the good matchup. And man, Collins Hill, that's a score that a lot of people around the state are going to be very impressed with over an outstanding North Cobb team.
And moving on, Peachtree Ridge hanging on in the third quarter, 17-7 over a good Lambert team. Walton shutting out Mountain View, 59-0 in third. Don Baker, who joined us at halftime, he came from the Walton game, so they jumped on him real early. Mountain View had a couple of turnovers to start the game, and the next thing you know, Walton just kept having it in the end zone. So they have no problem in the first round. North Gwinnett upsetting West Forsyth at the moment. Got the chance to see North Gwinnett last week. Was so close to being the region champion. Instead, they go on the road to face West Forsyth, and they're up 23-0 in the third quarter.
Yeah, they really impressed me last week against Norcross, and I think in the second round you might have a Walton-North Gwinnett matchup.
Wow.
So we will get into the brackets of the post game, but North Gwinnett is playing really well right now. I love their offense with Ryan Hall, and then defensively we saw them step up in that second half against Norcross.
And that was our scoreboard, brought to you by Score Atlanta. Make sure to stay tuned after the game. We're going to be breaking down all the brackets, everything that you need to know from tonight. We will be covering it. The second half is coming up shortly, so stay right where you're at.
My name's Al Fazalahi. Had a terrible T-bone accident. Gentleman blew a stop sign and broadsided me. Airbags went off. I got knocked around really badly. The first lawyer I called didn't return my call. And then I just said, well, you know what? I called Morgan & Morgan. They were in touch with me every step of the way, whether it was by phone call or by text message or Zoom meetings or emails. It made things extremely simple for me. That was a seamless process. It's so easy.
From the baseline to the sideline, the best live sports from Atlanta and beyond are on Peachtree Sports Network. The biggest plays, the instant classics, and the next rising stars are right here on Peachtree Sports Network, your home for live local sports.
Thank you for watching Georgia High School Heroes presented by Ingles. This week, we're wrapping up our series with a pair of players in their rookie seasons as NFL quarterbacks who will forever be linked by their prep careers here in Georgia. I'm speaking about Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence. At Harrison High School, Justin Fields was named Mr. Georgia Football by the Touchdown Club of Atlanta. At the same time, at Cartersville High School, Trevor Lawrence was the Atlanta Journal-Constitution Player of the Year. He went on to lead the Clemson Tigers to the FBS National Championship. Fields took the Ohio State Buckeyes to the championship game as well. Lawrence would go on to be drafted in the first round by the Jacksonville Jaguars, while Fields would go later in the first round to the Chicago Bears. Thank you for watching Georgia High School Heroes, presented by Ingles.
And welcome back, everybody. You see our halftime score cast, the 4 seed out of Region 7, beating the number 1 seed, the region champ out of Region 6, Kell, 21-7 here right now. A little bit of a surprising score here. The 5-5 Colonels on the road with the lead. Obviously 2 quarters to change that if you're Kell, but in terms of looking back to see what we've seen happen in the first half, Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel. Let's see our halftime stats here presented by the Mechanical Trades Institute. I think one of the things that you notice if you're Kell, Rusty, not quite getting that rushing game going as of yet. You saw some big yards for Clavon on the first drive, but maybe not getting as much of that as you'd like to see there. And, of course, a couple of costly turnovers, too. And penalties, perhaps that's the biggest deal of all for Kell here at the moment.
Yeah, a couple of penalties. They had a turnover interception that was overturned on a pass interference. Kell scores on that drive, and you look at the turnovers, and after the first drive, Brandon, I would be interested in the stats after that because they haven't been able to do much, kind of an adjustment by Cass defensively. to keep Clavon kind of boxed in.
The other thing you love here, if you're a Cass fan, how about the balance here? 99
Brody
on the ground.
For sure, Brody McWhorter.
76 through the air, a very nice level of parity for what Cass is doing offensively, which tells the story of their lead here at the moment. In fact, let's look more at this right now. Let's see our halftime highlights here presented by Ford. And we'll get things started with Devin Henderson, the game's first touchdown, a Wildcat snap for him, coming back from injury, and he gets that. And then, not to be outdone, Kell comes back. Mooney Gibson, the freshman running back, he found the end zone. And here's Bryce Clavon throwing, getting Peyton Zachary involved, one of the big plays that Clavon had in the early stages of today's game.
This was kind of the momentum change right here. This turnover, Cass gets the ball. Kell had the ball on the 9-yard line, first down, and turns it over. And then you see McWhorter do the rest with a touchdown. Great run here. That's been the story of the first half. It's Brody McWhorter's legs. And you see the interception here, jumped the route. Love the sophomore DB from Cass.
2 rushing touchdowns from McWhorter. Josh Love had the interception. And then we saw Marcavius Sabor come down with his own interception, barking at Scobie White. If you want to really get the sense of kind of what the feel of the first half is, a lot of tension here.
Yep.
Both sides certainly realize what is at stake, and I think we're setting up here for a fascinating third quarter. So give us one more quick commercial timeout. We'll pay a couple of bills, and then we'll come back. We'll show you third quarter action as the state playoffs begin across the GHSA tonight. It's our drive for the GHSA state title here on the Peachtree Sports Network, and we're right back after this.
Man, you know how to do this? Man, I don't even know. I was flipping burgers last week.
Violation, unsportsmanlike conduct, impersonating a craftsman.
Skilled trade unions are well-trained career pros, not part-timers. Construction is a rewarding and lucrative career with the advancement potential, but you have to do it the right way with the right training. Learn how you can be a pro. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Planting season is here, and it's time to get your yard looking its best. So treat your yard to the perfect touch from the professionals at Personal Touch Lawn Care. Mowing, maintenance, design, and construction. Personal Touch Lawn Care does it all.
If my yard is taken care of, it's one thing off my list that I don't have to worry about.
Sign up now for monthly maintenance and get the 12th month free.
Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you.
Personal Touch Lawn Care, 770-908-1238, or online at ptlcatlanta.com.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Now get 2.9% financing for 60 months plus up to $4,500 cash back on select Ford SUVs. See your local Ford dealer and discover your best summer ever.
The drive for the GHSA state title is presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today.
Third quarter action getting ready to get underway here. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, Kaylee Manziel doing a great job manning our host position all night long. And, of course, stick with us here after the game. We'll obviously watch scores roll in from around the state as we set up for round 2 of the state playoffs next week. And, of course, big action on tap for tomorrow in Georgia high school football action there as well.
2A and 4A brackets tomorrow, so still a lot of football left to be played on Saturday here around the state of Georgia.
We thought we had a chance tonight to maybe have the best game in the state, and I still think before this one's over with, we may actually achieve that. Obviously, Cass has gotten off to a great start, to its credit. My assumption is we're going to hear a big response here from Kell maybe in this third quarter.
Be a big opening drive. Will be a big opening drive here for Kell. Try to get a little momentum going in. Brandon,
see Bobby May there.
The reality is players like Bryce Clavon, Kyle Vodka, Devin Henderson, and Scobie White, somebody's high school career is over. Somebody's got 2 quarters left, and that's just reality of where we are in the season. You hate to see it, but some very talented seniors have 2 quarters left in their high school careers.
And I hope that the drama of all of that, the intensity of that is conveyed on television, because I can tell you to be here in the stadium and
you can feel it, can't you?
You can absolutely feel it. You talk to, folks, you can absolutely feel the passion that runs here and the dream seasons that are alive for both of these sides, and the idea that someone's high school career becomes a memory after tonight. It is a very, very powerful thing.
Yeah, someone asked me this week on a radio show in Atlanta and said, what's the roughest thing about the playoffs? I said, seeing those kids.
It absolutely is.
Seeing those parents with tears in their eyes after the game.
Austin MacArthur will kick it away. It'll be short, as it has been for much tonight. Fielded there at the 20-yard line and having to go backwards to scoop it up here. And that's going to create a situation where Cass can fly to the ball and bring it down inside the 20 there. It was Darian Thomas on the return, I believe.
Didn't ask for a better, pooch kick there, all the way inside the 20.
So, yeah, that's going to put Kell on offense here inside the 18-yard line. And so we talk all the time about the just anything can happen nature of these kickoffs in high school football. When they're short and low like that, it can be a return for a touchdown. It can be a turnover. It can be, kind of a pin them deep situation. Kickoffs a very, very big part of the sport here. Clavon on first down. That's the handoff. Wall of Colonels will meet him. Not much doing that time for Mooney Gibson, the freshman.
And you see 76, Bear McWhorter playing both ways now. You see that big 6'5" offensive tackle. It's that time of year, Brandon. You got to have everybody chip in, and you see they're trying to get bigger on the line of scrimmage.
Gainesville, by the way, extending its lead over South Paulding now as the Breda pass management score ticker rolls on. Clavon looking kind of an empty backfield here again. He's going to try to throw. Now he's going to run. He's going to go down. Pressured again. And a nice tackle by Tay McKibbins.
Clavon's down.
Let's watch this.
See Ellis flushes it.
Timeout for injury.
And Caden Ellis gets the initial penetration. He gets up the field and causes Clavon to have to step up. And when he stepped up, the rest of his defenders, but I'm telling you, it starts at number 11 up front.
All right, so Bryce Clavon is injured, star quarterback for Kell. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll try to give you an update on Clavon right after this.
Our excellence is shining, yet so many of us are dying. Colon cancer is silently killing our people, our friends, and family. So screen we must. We do this for all of us, from every corner, doorstep, and pulpit, period. The health revolution must begin. From diagnosis to death rates, colon cancer can no longer win. Ravaging Black communities, colon screenings are a must. They're recommended for those 45 and up to pinpoint and treat the signs. If detected early, colon cancer is treatable, 91% beatable. It's on us to understand symptoms and lower the risk. Join our team and get screened. It's time to take our bodies back. It's time to get healthy. It's time to stand up to cancer once and for all.
You stayed awake so we could sleep. You fought so we wouldn't have to. You gave your life so that we could live. This Veterans Day, Ingalls is honored to offer 10% off to all veterans. Thank you for your great service to the people of this nation. Ingalls, honoring the heroes of the past and present.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by the Mechanical Trades Institute, the best kept secret everyone should know about. Smart Local 85, sheet metal is a smart move. Gatorade, fuel tomorrow. The Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association, careersinsheetmetal.com, building a solid future. The Atlanta Falcons, rise up Dirty Birds. And by the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office, together we can make a difference.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's going to be a new quarterback coming to the game for Kell. Now it's Kamari Nix. Now, I guess the silver lining here is if you're Kell is Nix has actually played a good bit of quarterback here this year, but he's going to be called in right away on a 3rd and 8. And he's going to crank it up and throw deep, trying to go to Vaca. Vaca, though, is not going to be able to come down, and instead it's going to be an interception for Devin Henderson. So Nick steps in, throws deep on his first attempt, and Henderson was able to step in front of that football and get another turnover for the Colonels.
Yeah, you're going to be, that ball's a little bit underthrown there. Vaca may have been behind him a little bit initially, but Henderson, man, he tracks that one down. Third turnover tonight for Kell.
So to give you an idea, Bryce Clavon left this team for a portion of the year.
3 games.
You have 3 games to go be a part of Team USA in baseball. And while he was gone, Kamari Nix was the starting quarterback. So Nix actually has a good bit of experience playing quarterback here this season. That's why they trusted him to step in and throw right away there on 3rd down. But perhaps underthrew that one a bit. And now with a 2-touchdown lead, Cass with the football again.
Delay a game.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Penalty on the play. Delay game against Cass.
Douglas County all over Habersham Central tonight. And one of the surprising scores across our state. How about Collins Hill? 45-7
that is
over North Cobb.
I mean, that is amazing.
Big Gwinnett County Region 1 battle is Grayson on top of Richmond Hill right now, 21-14. That's a good football game. McWhorter now. Handoff up to the 49-yard line. There goes Braylon Hill.
Peachtree Ridge in the year they've had.
Yeah, really impressive. 17-7 lead over Lambert right now.
Walton.
So Hill, who just got the carry, that was the guy who was really kind of called on to sort of be the leading rusher for this team in the monumental win that Cass had against Calhoun, which was kind of a revenge for a loss a year ago that kind of stuck in the craw of a lot of folks there around the Cass program, but also gave the Colonels a shot to make the playoffs here this year, that final regular season game.
Great protection.
McWhorter's got time, going to dump it off there, sideline. That's a pass complete. Sokovy wide again. And boy, Sokovy has been battling with somebody all night long.
I tell you what, when you give McWhorter time, watch this ball right here jump out of his hand. That's got some velocity on that. You see why he's got all the Power 5 offers.
Yeah, so Steve Gates has obviously been very clear in saying that he believes McWhorter is going to be a big-time quarterback prospect, and based on the offer list, you know, kind of already there, but certainly on his way to even a higher level of recognition. Looking at 3rd and 4 here right now. Handoff, hitting the backfield. Kell is there to meet it. And it's Tyshawn Nat.
Imagine that.
27th tackle for loss for him this season.
He's going to make it. He's going to make it. He's just everywhere.
He really is a good high school football player.
Bring up 4th down.
It doesn't seem like the recruiting stuff are naturally exploded necessarily yet. You know, kind of a smaller guy. You know,
he'll get recruited later in the process, but he's one of those guys that goes to like Gardner Webb or like, you know, Austin Peay and just wrecks havoc for 3 or 4 years.
On 4th down, Kell going to have to look at a Cass offense remaining on the field here. 3 receivers left side, 2 on the right. It's an empty backfield. McWhorter giving you the hard count there, trying to perhaps draw him off sides, and Kell won't move. And that means Cass going to call an early timeout here.
Wow. Cass, that's their first of the half.
So
while we have a moment, we'll also see the Kell resume here presented by Smart Local 85. Of course, as Kaylee Manziel told you in her opening, kind of breaking a long streak. You know, you go back years ago, Kell was obviously dominant winning regions. Had not done that in a while until this year, but certainly getting a chance to win this region here and a 9-1 regular season record. 10-2 last year in what was Bobby May's first year moving over from Westlake. Made the 2nd round of the playoffs. Of course, Jonathan Dwyer, the former Georgia Tech running back and Pittsburgh Steeler, a notable alumnus. He's also still in the coaching staff here. Quincy Mauger from Georgia. Brian Randolph went to Tennessee. So a good number of former top-flight football players have come through this Kell program, and I don't know that we are certainly very lucky to get a lot of great hospitality anywhere we go, but I don't know that any place stands head and shoulders over the way in which the folks here at Kell roll out the red carpet. Wonderful concession stand here, delicious food, wonderful catered meal for dinner, and really just the entire football coaching staff, athletic staff, always so kind and generous. You really, really appreciate that when you come here and visit with these fine folks here at the Stockyard.
Yep.
So after the timeout, Kell keeps the offense on the field.
See if McWhorter runs this ball. Spread offense.
He's just going to go straight ahead, and he's not going to get there. Tyshawn Nat again, and it's a turnover on downs to Kell's benefit.
Yeah, if you're going to run the ball up the middle, somebody's got to get a body on 99. Man, look at that.
Just a good job open field tackle, too. It's one thing to get through there, but against an athletic quarterback like McWhorter to be able to finish the wrap up there, and that tells you the kind of year that Nat has had.
He's one of those guys that, like, if you said, hey, we're going to practice 3 times Monday, 3 times Tuesday, he's not mad.
No, he's just going to do it.
He's like, we're going to eat, but we're going to have snacks between. Let's go.
Right. I mean, there is something to be said for a really good high school football player. And
they had a nose guard last year like him.
Yeah, Barker, right?
Yes. I'll tell you, 99.
Joshua Barker.
Yep. Man, he was a load, too.
Going to hand to Gibson there, the freshman running back. We saw a little bit, like 1 or 2 snaps worth of Tyreek Green, and I don't think we've really seen him since then.
He doesn't look healthy, does he?
He did not.
Talk about Nat on one side and number 11 for Kell. They can't do anything with number 11 for Cass, the nose guard. Caden Ellis has had. He has been a problem all night. Both of these defensive linemen have been issues for the opposing team.
Tight end goes in motion. It's a dump off here to Vaca. Vaca up to the 49-yard line. I believe that's Vaca's first official catch. He had one erased by penalty, but a guy in Vaca who's had a tremendous senior year, 11 touchdowns, 844 yards coming into tonight.
Got to get him
his
involved.
First official catch right here at the 8-12 mark in the third quarter.
Got to get him involved. 3rd and 5 here.
Yeah,
might be 2-down territory, maybe.
2 receivers on each side. A back will stand to the left. It is, of course, Nix continuing at quarterback. And Kamari Nix gets a rushing touchdown down to the 35-yard line.
A rushing first down.
First down. Yes, excuse me, what did I say? Touchdown? First down, yes. I got ahead of myself there on that.
Nice play, though. Nice play design. Good job. And this is kind of what he does. You know what I mean? He adds another element. A little bit bigger body here.
I believe Clavon was having his shoulder looked at. That was based on my eyewitness account there on that.
Yeah, he's been in the tent for a while. He's coming out of the tent now on the sideline.
Hard to tell what kind of pain he's in right now just by looking at him. It's Gibson again. Crossing the 35 down to about the 33, maybe 3 or so that time for Gibson. I should give him the 34. 2-yard gain. Clock ticking here a little bit. Not a factor, but boy, it gets to be a factor pretty quick if you're not careful. 2 receivers on each side here for Kell. Going to be 3 down linemen for Cass. As Rusty's been telling you, keep your eye on number 11 there in the middle. He's blown up plays tonight. Running back comes over, becomes a slot receiver. Nick's going to try to throw it up, and it's a fight for the football over there. Yeah, out of bounds. Gibson, the running back, does a good job of almost dislodging that from the defensive back. It's almost like the intended target had to become a defensive back on that play.
He tries to float one in there, had position on him. And Brandon, watching Bryce Clavon on the sideline, based off his reaction to a coach just talking to him, and he put his head down and walked off. That didn't look like to me like he's coming in back anytime soon.
Okay, so
he looked disappointed in that conversation as he came out of the medical tent.
Darian Thomas goes in motion, takes the jet sweep. He's going to be met in the backfield, still on his feet though, but finally going to go down there at the 40-yard line.
Great job setting the edge over there by Cass. Look at him set the edge. Sokovi, look at him fight off a block and then come back and make the tackle.
Yeah, that's really something. Now looking at 4th down. As Rusty told you, it may be Kell for a while here, if not for the rest of the night, without its outstanding quarterback, Bryce Clavon. It's Kamari Nix called upon to be at that position here right now. And he's going to take the snap on.
Quick kick. See how the protections line up in front of him.
So Nix will do the quick kick. Can they get a good roll here?
Good job.
And they will get a nice one. That's a good job by Nix. Get that ball inside the 10-yard line. That's valuable field position, giving what Kell needs here. And for Cass, whose offense has been able to do it all night long, a big drive here would have major repercussions. The 4 seed is on the road. They've got a 2-touchdown lead against a region champ. That's how it goes in the state playoffs here in Georgia. We'll be back with more.
What's so great about being a Kroger Boost member? Free delivery on the Kroger products you love. And more rewards too, like double fuel points on everything you buy. Experience a new level of membership, starting as low as $59 a year with Boost by Kroger Plus. Learn more at Kroger.com today.
Are you ready to serve and protect the citizens of Gwinnett County? The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office offers a range of career paths, starting from entry-level jailer to jailer officer lieutenant. Take advantage of our sign-on bonus up to $4,700 and become a guardian of your community today. Explore the possibilities for a brighter future by visiting GoGCSO.com and pave the way for your career advancement. Go GCSO.
America, come along with our adventure seekers, the Sanchez family, and discover summer with the Ford F-150. See how available features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist make backing up as easy as turning a knob. Watch as Pro Power on board lights up the night. And Ford Blue Cruise makes driving even more fun. Now get select Ford F-150 trucks with 3.9% financing for 60 months, plus get up to $1,500 cash back with your trade-in, only at your local Ford dealer.
All right, welcome back, everybody. 5:24 to go, third quarter of play. Cass begins an offensive possession here, deep in its own territory. And another big play by Michael Dominic, the linebacker. He's had a nice night tonight. A lot of plays in the backfield, and every one of them have been important here for the Longhorns.
Yeah, another very talented sophomore player, but 10 and 99 have been kind of the bright spots on defense up front for Kell.
So watch the clock now, going under 5 minutes to go, third quarter. This Cass offense has a chance to put a drive together. And if it adds any points at all of a sudden, they can go into the fourth quarter really thinking about the possibility here. But upset on the road. But right now, Kell getting after it defensively. Another stop in the backfield there. Not much doing for Devin Henderson.
Man, they're a little shaky on punts now, too, with snap last time. So kind of want to get some yards here on 3rd and 13. Give the punter some room. Langston Hughes now up 28-7, so unless something crazy happens, you're going to see a rematch of the state semifinals in round 2 next week. Langston Hughes will be at Rome.
Prentice Aird Nolan, the Ohio State committed quarterback.
Rome has been on fire.
They really have been.
Wow.
Really have been. Third down, McWhorter stands in his end zone. Got time to throw. Going to throw a pass complete. 15-yard line. Now fighting across the 20. Up to the 30. The football came loose. But that's going to be first down yardage there for Sokovi White. Big clutch throw by McWhorter. And Sokovi White, the Georgia commit, moves the chain.
Great protection. Quarterback had to let the ball clear. Sokovi had to come all the way across the field and Brandon, that's what separates you. Yards after catch. Strip the ball there at the end, but Sokovie White converts a big. We've got officials timeout here.
Official timeout on the field.
Got something, clock maybe messed up on that end.
I think you may have had some people standing in the way of the play clock.
Gotcha. Good job there by the Cass offensive line, giving McWhorter enough time because it was kind of a deep over route, crossing route, and Sokovie White comes right across the field. They had a chance to stop him short of the chains, and he just breaks 2 tackles, converts a first down. Brandon's going to eat up at least 2.5 minutes of clock.
I mean, having a receiver like that to move the chains on third down, it's such a valuable commodity. Now 3:49, stop, pauses. Clock pauses momentarily after the first down. Hand off to Henderson. Henderson looks healthy right there. Gets across the 40-yard line. Got about 8-9 yards up near another first down. Henderson's starting to feel it here a little bit.
And having him back healthy makes this a different football team.
First down Cass from their 42.
You get a look there at Bryce Clavon.
Look at his helmet.
Injury report presented by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Yeah, Rusty, you talked about reading that body language a little earlier.
Yeah.
You know, certainly not the most hopeful sign if you're a Kell fan with no football helmet in hand. And
yeah, I saw them come out of the tent and they talked to him. You see him walking down there, and hate to see it potentially end like this, but that young man's got a great future ahead of him.
Yeah, in some form or fashion, boy, Devin Henderson, tough run there. Getting up to the 47-yard line. In some form or fashion, you're going to be hearing Bryce Clavon on your TV for a long time to come. But his night tonight may be over. Devin Henderson, though, feels like his night may just be getting started, flexing again after a nice carry.
You're going to see now if the Cass offensive line, you see the size of them up front, got a little bit bigger. See 78, 76 there, got 2 big 6'4", 6'5" sophomore tackles, and see if they can try to take this game over and finish this thing off for Cass.
Yeah, one of the things that Steve Gates will tell you is he really feels like his offensive line, one of his team's strength, and that's saying something given the sort of Power 5 level, you know, skill talent they have.
We won't call another timeout. Yep.
Timeout, Cass. That's their second of the half.
Yeah, so 2 relatively early timeouts called here, just 1 remaining in the game, but with a 2-touchdown lead, you could presume they might not need it. Instead, they want to be sure of themselves here right now, trying to keep this drive alive, and it'll give us a chance to also mention Breda Pest Management, because did you know that we have flying squirrels here in Georgia? I'm talking about southern flying squirrels, to be specific. Critters that love to get into your attics and your basements where they're protected from predators. Now, if you hear scratching in your attic, don't draw straws to see who's going to go up there. Call our friends at Breda Pest Management. You can find out more at bredapest.com. That's B-R-E-D-A, bredapest.com for more on that. So, Rusty, you look at what's been working on this drive. It's been Devin Henderson. Then on third down, you go to Sokovie. My guess is it's not going to be much more complicated than that on these next couple of plays here for the Colonels.
Yeah, right now, that's perfect for you running the clock, move the chains if you can get there. But you take 5 yards, any first and second 5. You pick up 5 yards on a rushing, just a little inside zone. That's right in the wheelhouse for Cass.
It is
2 touchdowns.
Braylon Hill, though, in it running back for the moment. McWhorter, though, going to throw. That's a pass caught near first down yardage again. Once again, Sokovie White.
He ran out short.
Yeah, he did. He went out a step short, didn't he?
Yep, Steve Gates was not happy with that. A little lackadaisical there by Sokovie White. Don't usually see that, but you got to get that extra yard there. So it brings up a big 3rd and 1 if they don't convert.
It sure does.
Because if you pick up that first down, they don't touch the ball again probably until the 4th quarter.
Yeah, so miscue there, but can be resolved here by another yard on third down. You see Cass breaking the huddle quickly to the line. Snap straight ahead. Henderson gets free. It's a first down and a whole lot more. He's down to the 25-yard line. 26-yard carry on 3rd and 1 for Henderson. That's a fresh set of downs for Cass, and now they get a chance to get that first down possession.
Didn't matter. He's feeling it right now, man.
Our game's key first down presented by the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, so it was a direct snap to Henderson that resulted in the game's first touchdown. And then for the first down right there, and if memory serves, they had struggled with that play a little bit when we saw them against Cartersville. Am I remembering that correctly, or was that wrong?
Yeah, Cartersville. Mm-hmm.
But no struggles with that here tonight. Now it's back to McWhorter. McWhorter the handoff on the jet sweep play. That's Braylon Hill. To the back, really kind of the line of scrimmage, so nothing doing on that first down carry for Hill.
Brandon, if you remember, they had the ball 3rd and 9 on their own 3.
That's right. Converted. That was the Sokovie White conversion. Yeah, I mean, I think you definitely say that time is becoming a big factor here. McWhorter going to throw middle of the field. Had his tight end, the intended target, tangled up that time.
Tried a little pop pass.
Yeah.
Winner of this game, we just got told, the winner of this game gets Mays. Now, Brandon, the team that put Cass out last year in round 2 on a very late touchdown was Mays. So if Cass can hold on, they're going to get another shot at Mays.
That was your first target of the night a moment ago for Chase Tatum, the tight end. That's a guy who's also been one of the guys kind of come along as of late for Cass in the passing game. McWhorter, as more teams are keying on stopping Sokovie White, kind of gotten comfortable throwing to Tatum. That was his first target here tonight. Now on 3rd down, McWhorter looking to throw again. This time,
there was some confusion on Kell because they left. If you'll see that, they tried to, they got rubbed, some kind of rub there. They tried to, their eyes were on Sokovie White, but the slot receiver, believe, was wide open and he didn't see him.
Yeah, that was a weird situation there.
I'm not sure. I think both teams are a little confused on the route.
I think so too. Yeah, you're right. Like Kell was kind of flummoxed, but ultimately it was Cass who wasn't able to take advantage of it. And now they're going to step back up here and going to look to go for it on 4th down. They've only got one timeout left, so you presume they are going to do this. Empty backfield snap. McWhorter now dancing around. Going to have to try to buy some time here. Now he'll throw it, and it's incomplete. Flag comes in. And pass interference calls, and depending on what side you're on, it's going to be a big story for this game. Simeon Royas there had the coverage, and the officials, based on how the flag is thrown, you're going to probably get him for pass interference
here. Pass interference. Defense. 15-yard penalty. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Man, on 4th and 10. Scrambling. It's hard to tell. Hard to tell right there. The only thing here, do you have the left arm? The left arm, if you're that left arm, the official behind's the one that throws it, correct? Yeah, you see him reaching for it right there. So he had the view.
So, I mean, we're in the red zone here, presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. You talk to Kell fans at the half. I mean, the thing they were very hot about, they felt like 2 pass interference calls that went against them in the first half were incorrect calls. I mean, obviously, fans are going to think that. Because of the placement of the left hand, at least based on that replay, a little easier to kind of argue for the possible pass interference that time. But that particular call, pass interference, going to stand up as kind of the sort of biggest set of plays in this game almost. As McWhorter going to carry it again. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns, and he's down near the 5-yard line right there.
That's been the difference tonight. Brody McWhorter's legs. I mean, look at that. That's a different element of his game. I don't know if they've been protecting him all year. This is the season's on the line. It's time to give everything you got. So maybe they're like, look, this is what you got to do it tonight. But the 3 games that I have seen on them on tape, he hasn't shown this, and it's been impressive.
We're under 20 seconds here in the 3rd quarter. Any points from Cass would be huge. Already up 2 touchdowns. McWhorter stares at the situation. Sends a man in motion. That's Devin Henderson. The handoff is fake to Henderson. It's straight ahead for McWhorter again. He scored on 2 plays like that already, and he gets the extra push, and he's going to score again. And Cass has a 3-touchdown lead on the road. third rushing touchdown of the night for Brody McWhorter.
And watch the help of his offensive line right here. You see his cousin 76 come in there. That's not what you want your cousin to pound you like that, right? But look at this. He's just going to pound him right, push him right into the end zone there.
How many times in the backyard like that growing up was there pushing and shoving like that going on? Never one more valuable than that, perhaps.
Just give a big shove and get in there.
Austin MacArthur's PAT, low snap, had to be scooped up off the ground, but it's good nonetheless. And Cass has a 21-point lead as the third quarter comes to an end. The 4 seed trying to pull a shocking upset for the second year in a row. And it is getting late early here at the Stockyard. Fourth quarter comes up right after this.
It was 4 days, and he was going to kill me, it's believed, on the day that I was rescued.
At Investigate TV Plus, every day we go in depth.
How do you process that?
With investigations that expose the truth.
Is this a nationwide issue that we're dealing with here?
With real people.
This is not you.
It's not me.
Facing real problems.
We thought, oh, well, they're going to let her go.
Revealing real-life solutions that keep your family safe.
It will save lives, no doubt about it.
Investigate TV Plus. Check local listings at investigatetv.com.
Our excellence is shining, yet so many of us are dying. Colon cancer is silently killing our people, our friends, and family. So screen we must. We do this for all of us, from every corner, doorstep, and pulpit, period. The health revolution must begin. From diagnosis to death rates, colon cancer can no longer win. Ravaging Black communities, colon screenings are a must. They're recommended for those 45 and up to pinpoint and treat the signs. If detected early, colon cancer is treatable, 91% beatable. It's on us to understand symptoms and lower the risk. Join our team and get screened. It's time to take our bodies back. It's time to get healthy. It's time to stand up to cancer once and for all.
All right, I'm here with Coach May right now. Coach, tough break on that fourth down call. A lot hasn't gone your way, but what are you looking for your team in this fourth quarter?
We just got to keep fighting. We got to keep playing.
All right, we'll be back for the fourth quarter, 28-7. Kell's got the ball.
We'll see our scoring summary here as Cass takes a 28-7 lead. How about 12 plays, 91 yards, 5:24 of clock time. That's as valuable as it comes in terms of being able to chew up that much yardage, that much clock time. Of course, all that brought to you by Breda Pest Management. MacArthur now short kick. It's up for grabs. That's anyone's football. Kell does come away with it, though. Man. One of the up men there able to get on that.
That was a
Ricardo Jackson.
Almost a huge mistake for Kell. It's a great kick into no man's land. Watch this bounce.
It really is. Jackson's able to scoop it up. All right, so the situation is that we believe that Bryce Clavon may be done for the night. Kamari Nix is in at quarterback. Clavon took a big shot a little earlier. You've got a running back for Kell, Tyreek Green, who has been at the very least limited here tonight there as well. So shorthanded, trailing by 3 touchdowns as the fourth quarter begins. Longhorns certainly have their work cut out for them. However, Nix on a first down play going to take off running and get it inside Colonel territory there to the 45-yard line. So Nix comes up big on first down, and Kell had to have that.
Brandon, you almost feel like they got to score right here. 11 minutes to go, down 3 touchdowns. Got to have a touchdown right here.
We'll see how much they're able to do in the air, though, without their normal starting quarterback. Cass runs a bunch of guys to the line of scrimmage. That's Gibson running the football here. Got some. And that'll bring up second down. Clock does matter given the deficit, about to go under 11 minutes in the ball game. Two receivers left side. Fake handoff to Gibson. Flag comes in. Nix is running, but watch the flag.
With the key penalty flag on the field.
I believe that was a busted play. See the communication between the running back looking at the sideline and
official sidebar is over. We'll get the indication here on this. By the way, Coach Maurice Dixon in Creekside gets a big win tonight over Flowery Branch in the playoffs.
Personal foul, illegal low block. Offense, 15-yard penalty, replay second down.
So that's a serious penalty on Kell, going to get him on a low block. $15 yards is going to back him up there. Going to have 3 down linemen for Cass. Boy, a hush has kind of come over the Kell crowd after that penalty. Nick's trying to buy some time to throw. Now just going to, it's going to be intercepted. He tried to force the ball to Darian Thomas, and it's an interception. Chase Tatum, playing on the other side of the ball, gets the pick. Tatum, normally a tight end, playing on defense, and that's our game's key defensive stop, presented by the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office.
Ball just kind of drifted on him there, sailed on him as he tried to throw it back in there, and I believe that's 4 turnovers tonight for Kell. Uncharacteristic, but that has been their biggest problem tonight, is turning the football over and Cass taking advantage of it.
I mean, Kamari Nix has played some really good football for Kell this year, but there's no doubt this isn't the same team right now with Bryce Clavon not at quarterback. Kell going to try to do everything he can, try to get the football back here, swarming around on the running back that time, Braylon Hill. Second down now.
From the 42.
Yeah, so Nix made 3 starts at quarterback for Kell. Longhorns won all 3 of those starts. But when Clavon returned after having been with Team USA, this team just found a different gear offensively. They were scoring about 50 points per game. And right now, Clavon has not been able to be in for Kell. Cass here, looking at the clock, going under 10. Pass was deflected. Looked like Bryce Robinson got his hand on that.
If this score holds, this region will go 4-0 for the second year in a row. And that probably wouldn't surprise a lot of people based off of what we have seen out of that region.
Some things are just obviously true.
Yes.
And it was just so obviously true how good and deep this region was. And it's just proven to be that way. I mean, it's just as obviously true as we assumed that it was. 4 receivers. Tight end goes in motion. McWhorter, he's got to be careful here. He's going to lose a ton of yardage here.
He took a shot, too, at the end.
Michael Dominic, the linebacker, another one of the guys that gets in on that. McWhorter loses a ton of yardage on that to bring up 4th down.
Tell you what, they probably missed a hold right here. Watch the defender on the edge right here. Watch this running back. Oh, yeah, they missed one there.
Yeah.
But we'll come back and get him here. Watch this shot he takes at the end.
Ooh.
By the way, 4, cast number 6, Brody McWhorter, back to receiver Kell, number 7, Kyle.
I believe that was Valen Collier. You'll give the credit to the sack to. High punt.
Uh-oh, that's flag. Yep.
So they're going to get roughing the kicker here, it looks like. Almost got there for the block, but didn't quite get there on time. The Kell side's going to argue the football was tipped here, and if it does, that waves off the penalty. They're going to make it a 15-yard penalty here, though.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker on defense. That'll be an automatic first down.
So that's an automatic first down. On 4th and 25, you get the automatic first down.
Yeah, they're bad snap.
High snap. This is our Gordo's cheese dip, cheesy play of the game.
Yep. And just trying to make a play at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Bad luck. Not obvious that the ball was actually tipped, which is what the Kell side was arguing for. I mean, he's right there on it, but I don't believe it was tipped. And it is just a late hit. And based on that replay, it looks like it was probably the right call and a backbreaker for Kell because it's an automatic first down when they needed 25 yards for the first down on a 4th and very long, which was created by a big sack that the Longhorns had gotten on the previous play. So that is a wild swing of momentum that comes up totally in Cass's favor. They're going to stack 2 receivers on each side of the field now. 9:06 to go in the game. And, boy, if they weren't feeling it before, they got to be starting to feel it here now. First down carry to the 40. That picks up about 2, but it's the ticking clock that's probably the bigger issue here. You see Bryce Robinson, he's a little banged up right there. Robinson's played a good football game. Kell 9-1, region champs.
And they have been rolling offensively.
Steve Gates has been building this program. 4 years on the job. The seniors this year, his first senior class to come all the way through with him. On 2nd and 8 now. Hand off to Henderson. Henderson kind of right back the line of scrimmage there. This is a team that played an angry brand of football against Calhoun. They felt like the Cartersville game was theirs to win. Some Cass fans will tell you they didn't like some of the officiating calls in that game. And just generally speaking, it was one of those Devin Henderson injury, just a game that kind of got away from Cass. They went out and kind of took out some of that frustration against Calhoun in a dominant performance. And are kind of picking off against Kell here where they left off there. Bobby May's not happy about something. Waving off the flag now.
There's no foul on the play.
Yeah, the Kell fans are not happy with the officiating.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's been a frustrating night all the way around. You know,
yeah.
For the highest scoring team in 5A, only have 7 points. You know, there's just sort of a.
Think about it. They score on their opening drive. They've been shut out since.
Yep.
Cambridge came back to make that a game, but Hiram defeats Cambridge. That's a 3 and a 2.
7:45 now in regulation. Kell's got the 1 deep safety here. Cass going to put 3 receivers there on the left side. It's the freshman Keep over here on the right. Henderson in motion. Fake to him. McWhorter has run this play over and over and over again. He gets down to about the 31 on that carry. Going to bring up 4th and short here. 7 minutes. We're coming up on that in the game. Call it 4th and 2 now. Cass going to keep the offense on the field.
A lot of questions on where we will be next week. We will have an official announcement probably around lunchtime tomorrow on Score Atlanta Twitter and my Twitter.
So Henderson takes the snap on 4th down. Now he's going to try to throw it and almost got bailed out on that. So it was a low snap.
He called it. So they got a lineman downfield. They got a lineman downfield.
So Henderson scooped up the low snap.
Ineligible. Number 78 offense.
Threw it.
Called it for a second.
The penalty is declined. First down.
So Devin Henderson's freshman year, he did play quarterback until Brody McWhorter got here, and they were able to move him when he got up from middle school. But going back to that Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it tonight, you can go on Rusty Mansell _ or Score Atlanta. We'll have an official announcement tomorrow right after lunch pretty good idea where we're going to be, but we got to make some things there. But I can assure you, wherever we're going to be next week, one of these two options is going to be some grown man football.
No doubt about it, because in the second round in Georgia, that's all you have.
Yep.
Saw Steve Gates, the cast coach, on the screen a moment ago. Boy, a night like tonight means so much to him. Former Kell assistant, both of his sons graduated from Kell High School.
Yep.
Was a candidate to get the Kell job a few years ago. Job ultimately went somewhere else. Trying to throw to Vaca here, and it's going to be intercepted. Ja'Kai Baldwin gets the interception.
Just trying to make a play. Down 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, so Vaca gets behind the defense there, but Nix can't quite get it there, and Baldwin's there to make a play. And like you said, Russ, you're just trying to make something happen.
Trying to make something happen. I think that's 5 turnovers, I believe.
Correction, 37.
We'll see. The Colonels back on offense in a moment. It'll also give us a chance, speaking of Northwest Georgia, up near where the Colonels call home. How about our friends in Rome? Big stuff going on in Rome, Georgia for the holidays here. Don't miss the Winter Wonderland 2023 taking place November 24th through December 30th with the ice rink, the snow experiences, and more. Plus, the Rome Christmas Parade takes place on November 28th. It's the largest Christmas parade in the state. You can plan your fun and get event details at romeevents.org. That is romeevents.org. So to finish the point I was making before the interception, the flag comes in here. Actually, let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, you don't want this game to finish like this.
Yeah, some flags, some chippiness, some things like that. Frustration, obviously, on
There's
the Kell
no foul
sideline.
on that play.
This is where you want to not have something to where a player will be ineligible next week.
Yeah, you don't want that, obviously, if you're the winning side here. Right now, it's, of course, Cass with the lead. Coming up on the 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter. And what a performance this would be if it does hold. A win last year in round 1, upsetting Jefferson, and trying to have the upset of region champion Kell here. And as I was saying, you know, for Steve Gates, perhaps a little bit of extra meaning to this, given his longtime ties to Kell. The fact at one point in time he thought he might be one day the Kell head coach. Not quite working out that way. 3 of his current staffers are former Kell staffers. So a lot of tie-ins there with that program.
Ball hit up to number 5, Braylon Hill.
And more from Braylon Hill on the ground.
Big first down, Cass.
Yep.
That's going to move the chains for the Colonels here. 28-7. Ball sits at the 47-yard line. Kell still has all 3 of its timeouts if you're thinking ahead to trying to stop the clock. McWhorter moving some of his offensive pieces around here. Colton Cotton becomes the slot receiver on the right side. That's the handoff there, and kind of back to the original line of scrimmage goes Braylon Hill again.
Gain of 1 on the play, second down 9 from the 48.
Cass leads by 3 touchdowns. The one thing that kind of stands out as a theme, Steve Gates talks about it, so many coaches talk about it, is that battle-tested nature of when you play a tough schedule. You know, Rome to begin the year, the region as deep as it is. You are ready for anything the postseason throws at you, and they have been ready for Kell here tonight.
We ask him.
Tyshawn Nag going to get penalized there for a little bit of a shove there at the end of that play.
Got a helmet off here in the middle of the field.
Personal foul, number 99. Personal foul, number 99.
Yes, so forward progress was stopped.
I got dead ball, number 99.
So they're going to get Tyshawn Nat on that there.
Just a little frustration. We had a helmet.
He slung his own helmet off.
We had a helmet slung off on the back end here. Not sure they're talking about here. The referee's talking about that right now.
Yeah, so both these coaches obviously want to try to maintain that sense of composure here.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So are we counting a second penalty there?
I think it's just, let's see what we got here.
Against Kell, be first down pass.
This is 15.
All right, so they're just going to, so they called it twice. They're just going to mark it once, yeah.
Okay.
Be first to take cast at the Kell, 37.
All right, yeah, so just the 1 15-yard penalty there.
Jonesboro on the road at Glenn Academy.
That's a surprise.
Huge win.
Surprise there.
Huge win for that program.
Colquitt County, no problem with Parkview, 51-25. Colquitt County is going to be a very tough out because of that saying in the 7A playoff.
Nobody's seen them. I'm telling you, I think Westlake goes there next week, and Valdosta will be at Carrollton.
There's Nico Fan and Nye Carr and all kinds of offensive weaponry there. That's a handoff. Big hit, by the way. Tyshawn Knapp playing just as hard as he ever has. Braylon Hill on the receiving end of that, but he's more than happy to absorb it and keep that clock moving.
Cass wants his 3 minutes to get over with.
Yeah. Cedar Grove earns a hard-fought win against Hebron Christian tonight, 30-27. Breda Pest Management score ticker. Of course, Kaylee Manziel's got you after the game for our post-game coverage. She'll have all scores from all around the state. And then we're all heading over to Athens, Georgia tomorrow night for Georgia and Ole Miss. And for whatever you're doing for a big college football Saturday, hope you're getting ready to enjoy that. And thank you for getting your weekend started with us on the Peachtree Sports Network here tonight. Another handoff on second down, and Cass at this point in time just trying to chew up as much yardage as it possibly can. Another carry for Hill. Interesting to note that it's not been Devin Henderson getting these carries late here, that perhaps that's a sign that
he's probably tired.
Probably tired.
He's had 2 picks, played a lot tonight. And listen, he's coming back from an injury. Look at Langston Hughes pulled away there from North Forsyth. That game was a little bit closer, 14-7 in the third. You see Henderson's got a little juice to him. The linemen are like, hey, dude, nobody's dancing right here.
Right.
We're trying to breathe.
Listen, we're tired.
Nobody's dancing in this front group.
Before Henderson had gotten hurt in the Cartersville game, he had been a 42-game starter for this Cass team, an amazing career that he's had. And by appearances, that career is going to extend beyond tonight. Fourth down now coming up. We're just 2:09 left in the game.
You hate it to end for these players. Region championship though, and Bobby May getting things turned around really quickly here.
Yeah, I mean, if it ends like this, it's going to end up being 19 wins in 2 seasons on the job.
Not going there. Kell's not going. They're going to a very tough region now, but they're not going anywhere. You look at players like Cedric Franklin, Justin Logan, Bryce Clavon, Kyle Vodka, all very, very talented football players that are moving on to the next level.
Cass will call its final second half timeout.
That's
on what is fourth down here.
You see him telling, calm down. You see him. Yeah.
Of course, Covey White on his way to the University of Georgia. You and I have had the privilege of televising him a lot, and of course, Rusty, as a recruiting analyst, you've gotten to know him very well too. This is an impressive young man.
This Covey White is put together different. And the story, 11 Alive News did a great job with him, and the young lady that he has basically befriended in that community, and she's in a wheelchair, and he is her best friend, and he makes sure that the relationship between those two is very, very special. And it tells you a lot about Covey.
It really does.
Yep.
He's also a little bit of the exact opposite of what you sometimes see, where, he really enjoys playing defensive back. A lot of times high school players sort of see the offensive side as the glamour position. He's going to be a wide receiver at Georgia, but I mean, everything you get from people who know him well will tell you at the high school level, he loves playing defensive back.
Because he don't want to come off the field. He knows if he's not playing defensive back, he's going to come off the field. And as long as Cass remains in this bracket, these kids are going to play both ways. You saw Barry McWhorter play both ways tonight.
And I really tell you, as they move through this 5A, state playoffs, as Kell sends a lot of pressure on McWhorter here. McWhorter's going to throw it, fight for the football, and it's incomplete. Scovey White looked like he almost came down with that, but the official was right on top of it to rule it incomplete. He makes so many dazzling plays on offense, Scovey does, but when you think about Cass's chance of really advancing beyond and deep into the 5A playoffs, what he might be able to do as a lockdown defensive back is one of those really valuable commodities here for the Colonels. We're going to take a quick timeout as Kell goes back on offense here, but with a big mountain to climb with just 2 minutes left. It has been all Colonels on the road.
Did you know that Ingalls sells more organics than any other grocery store? Or that they run their own dairy? Or that they only serve USDA Choice and Prime meat? Or that they donate 3,956 meals a day to local food banks? Well, now you do. It's all in the bag.
If it weren't a drink from McDonald's, you wouldn't try this hard.
Now get any size frozen drink for $1.79, or get an ice-cold classic lemonade made with real lemon juice. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I was riding the dirt bike a little bit too fast down the road, and I went flying full speed basically with the bike into a tree. I broke my neck from the whiplash of it, and when the motorcycle helmet came down, it actually severed the tube that carries the oxygen into your lungs. If I didn't have the surgical team that I had, if I didn't have the nurses that I had at Grady, I wouldn't be here. And I can't express in words what it means to me and to my family.
From the baseline to the sideline, the best live sports from Atlanta and beyond are on Peachtree Sports Network. The biggest plays, the instant classics, and the next rising stars are right here on Peachtree Sports Network, your home for live local sports. The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 613. Electrify your career. Gordo's, Fiesta Every Day. Personal Touch Lawn Care. The smallest details make the biggest difference. Merriweather and Tharp. Merriweather and Tharp LLC. The AtlantaDivorceTeam.com. R.S. Andrews. Story after story, we deliver smiles. And by Breda Pest Management, the official pest control of Atlanta.
All right, welcome back, everybody. 2:02 left to go in the game, and it is a somewhat surprising score here. The 4-seed Cass, 28-7 over 9-1 region champ Kell Longhorns here playing at home. Longhorns had won 9 straight games, but that streak appears that it's going to come to an end here based on the next 121 seconds worth of action.
And we picked this game thinking it was going to be competitive.
Right, absolutely.
And we felt like that Cass had just as good an opportunity to win this game as Kell, and I think Kell did too. I mean, it's just one of those nights where things just kind of snowballed on you, a lot of different directions. But
you're bringing up a good point. It is certainly a surprising result based on the records, but it's not a shocking result.
No, not at all.
Because Cass's record is artificially deflated in many cases because of who they've been playing all year long.
I mean, in the opening, I said this is the most dangerous 4-seed in the state, and I believe that.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty, first down.
Now, when you say, are you surprised that Cass is winning? That's not a huge surprise. 28-7, I would say, kind of counts as that. But if you're just joining us, part of the story for Kell tonight's also been the injury to their outstanding quarterback, Bryce Clavon, and we obviously wish him well.
One of the big turning points is it was 7-6. Kell had the ball first down on their own 9 and laid it on the ground, and Cass drives 91 yards and scores. That kind of changed a lot of momentum in this thing.
The first down, Kell at the Cass 40.
Kamari Nick staying in at quarterback, handing off to Mooney Gibson. Gibson running.
Ball handed off to number 6, Freddie Gibson.
Gets down to about the 31. He probably got 9 on that carry.
That's going to be someone that Kell's going to be very, very excited about. Gibson, freshman running back, and I haven't invited him to Georgia Elite Classic. Remind me to invite him to Georgia Elite Classic next week as a freshman running back. And
that's the other thing that's been a little bit different about tonight too is the injury to Tyree Green. Typically you see a very deep stable of backs for Kell. They've probably been a little bit more determined to get the ball to Gibson tonight because he's really been their healthy back here. Nix, who sometimes carries it, also sort of forced to play quarterback here.
He gives you a little of that. He gives you a little of that A.J. Watkins vibe from Norcross.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Yeah,
that suddenness, that burst he has. Boy, A.J. Watkins.
Really enjoyed watching him last week.
I didn't realize after the game, 300 yards rushing.
That's really something.
300.
That's really a huge total.
Steve Gates wants his clock to run so quick.
What a coaching performance from him tonight, and I tell you,
coming back here, I mean, this is special for him.
It is, and we understand that. I mean, guys, this was a home for him for a long time.
Yep. When you walk into a coach's office and you see a couple times, you see those footballs in the office.
Oh yeah.
Tonight will be a football.
Here's our play of the game presented by HendrickCars.com. Brody McWhorter cranks it up, looking deep, and there he is. Sokovie White going up into double coverage, coming down with the football. And the University of Georgia commit showing you why there's so many accolades around him with that play. And Sokovie, to his credit, has found a way to get the football a lot tonight, even with Kell attempting to stop him, and has not really worked here.
I tell you, the
Gibson still on his feet.
Good run.
Gibson's going to score a touchdown. Mooney Gibson cuts into this lead here. With a minute 18 left, Kell is a PAT away from making it a 2-touchdown deficit.
Good run there, and from that freshman. As you talk about Sokovie White, how long we have covered him in the recruiting process. Tomorrow night will be his last night in Sanford Stadium as a recruit.
That's right.
All the games he's been to. Next time you see him in that stadium, he'll have a jersey on.
Fun thing to think about that transition here that lots of high school players are getting ready to make. And also, you're reminded as well of so many of the really good senior players around the state of Georgia because of the current landscape of high school football recruiting. You've got a lot of guys still waiting to get those offers. It's just a different.
The portal.
Yeah.
I had a phone call today. I had a phone call with 2 head coaches in the state of Georgia that had frustration because of their kids aren't getting offers.
Yeah. Let's also take a moment here. Of course, our great friends, the U.S. Army National Guard, big sponsor what we do around here. And as we mentioned, to kick things off tonight, it is Veterans Day, and I'm very proud to say that my father, Veterans Day weekend, of course, tomorrow being Veterans Day. My father was a Vietnam War veteran. My
awesome.
grandfather on my mom's side was a Korean War veteran. My grandfather on my dad's side was a World War II era veteran. So I'm very proud of the history my family has with the armed services. Army for all three of, for both of my dad and grandfather, and Air Force for my other grandfather. So very, very proud to wish everyone a happy Veterans Day weekend. Of course, as we observe that, and so tomorrow we'll keep all of our veterans in our audience on our mind here this weekend.
My dad was in the Navy. I actually lived in Puerto Rico on the naval base when I was little.
Is that right?
Yeah, my grandfather was in Korean War, and my uncle Anthony did a couple different tours, I believe, in Vietnam and Korea.
That's really something.
Yep.
So, of course, a lot of active duty military folks part of our audience tonight, and people who have served there as well. We sincerely appreciate your courage and dedication to your country. Onside kick here. That did not go 10 yards, though.
It looked good.
It was,
it was fast.
Yeah.
I watched him. It's interesting. I watched him practice this. Nobody was here but us, and I watched him practice that 3 or 4 times. And I mean, and it's a little different in the game, but he practiced that earlier. Nobody was in the stadium.
Yeah, earlier this afternoon when they were going through their special team walkthrough, you had Bobby May, the Kell coach, out there wearing a T-shirt and shorts. It was not very warm, and he had nothing but a T-shirt and shorts on.
He's from Florida.
Yeah,
I tell you, man, this is going to be a tough loss and a tough pill to swallow, but This Kell football team is not going anywhere. Coach May does a tremendous job. He'll have a great offseason. They got a lot of young players. Obviously, when you replace Bryce Clavon, and really and truthfully, you start thinking about what you have to deal with and what they went through, but it says so much about Bryce Clavon playing for Team USA, coming back and playing with these kids at Kell, and special high school football player that we didn't get to see a ton of, but you will.
So final moments here, kind of winding down. Kell can stop it. Are they going? It looks like they're going to.
Yeah, they call timeout.
Kell, that's their first of the half.
Again, getting questions. So we will announce our game next week, shortly after lunch tomorrow. You can follow me on the X at Rusty Mansell _ Score Atlanta, Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever we are tonight, social media. We will have announcements shortly after lunch tomorrow where we're going to be. We have a good idea where we're going to be. Just have to do some paperwork and those types of things, but we are excited about potentially where we're going to be. And, man,
got to make sure that we can get all Rusty's contract demands met.
Listen,
size for his trailer to park and things like that.
You realize we walked in tonight and there was barbecue, brisket, and pork.
That's right.
It gets, my contract's different in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly right. It's a different kind of rider for something like that.
Georgia Ole Miss tomorrow night.
Looking forward to that. Final home game for the season for a great crop of Georgia seniors and a really fun weekend in college football.
How about Kirby Smart saying the wine and cheese crowd's going to stay at home?
Called him out.
He wants some Floyd County up in there tomorrow night. I think he said
rough and rowdy. He wants to see the fans. That's exciting call from Kirby Smart there on that. Handoff here.
Stays in bounds.
Yeah, wisely.
Yeah.
Inside the 40. Devin Henderson getting that chance, and now with 62 seconds left.
Kell. That's their second timeout of the half.
Yeah, so, I mean, for Georgia, it's obviously the highest-ranked team it's played thus far this season. Got a ranked win last week against Missouri, and now you look at a chance to kind of further make your case. I mean, ultimately, where you rank in the college football playoff top 25 right now doesn't really matter, but it is an interesting comparison for other teams who perhaps had a little bit more front-loaded schedules than Georgia does. Georgia, a little bit like Michigan here, too. With a backloaded schedule where, in this month of November, we knew Georgia would have a chance to kind of prove itself, and that's what tomorrow provides, and a chance for the final time to also win the SEC East tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, you think about because we cover them every day all year round. You talk about the frustration of Georgia fans in this schedule. Like, man, we don't have a home game. We don't have anything. And then all of a sudden, you can't buy a ticket for a game in November.
You
can't find a ticket.
Yeah.
Just never know. And a lot of special players that will be in senior night tomorrow night in Athens. So we'll see. Very talented Ole Miss team coming to town.
Clock sits at 1:02. That's the handoff. Another big hit here late. Kell still playing very hard. More from Devin Henderson.
Yeah, that's going to be it.
That's going to be it. Clock going to tick away here. Steve Gates going to get a big win. Arguably the biggest for him as Kell coach.
I think so because of
a Cass coach.
Because of where it's at. Mm-hmm. He's been here a long time. Like I said, he was up for this job at one point, and both his sons graduated from here and played football with his older son, Connor, who helps coach.
But here's the other thing you can say, though. It's like when you get the win last year against Jefferson, there's so much motivation to want to come and build off that in Sokovy senior year. And, that's what this win tonight for Cass is going to give you. It allows you to build off of what you really provided for your fans a year ago.
I can tell you, he's going to enjoy this one. And you see Craig Sager getting him lined up for afterwards. But I'm going to tell you this. They're quickly going to understand they're about to play Mays, and that's the team that put them out last year.
And they'll have a lot of motivation for that.
This is a ton of motivation.
This is a Cass team, by the way, that does not shy away from, finding that motivation of what happened a year ago. The Calhoun win was kind of that way for them. They'd obviously remembered Calhoun's victory against them back in 2022, and they wanted some retribution for that. They got that. They said they were in a bad mood after the Cartersville game, a game they thought they had a chance to win.
When we were on the field earlier, he looked at me and you and he said, we had a really good week. He said we had a really, really good week of practice.
He was a confident coach tonight, and deservedly so. And this is more than just an upset. This is a Cass team that I think introduces itself as a team that, despite being a 4 seed, can actually make a real significant run here in the 5A playoffs.
This entire region is going to be tough outs.
We'll have playoff brackets in our post-game show update on those coming up. But for now, it's the victorious coach, Steve Gates, standing by with Craig Sager.
Now, Coach, it was a really impressive win. The teams went back and forth in the first quarter. You guys get the turnover. And then from there, just talk about the way you guys dominated the second, third, and fourth quarters.
Guys up front, I think, played a big role in it. Offensive, defensive line played a great game. We established a run there in the second quarter, and they couldn't stop it. Counter, a couple plays like that gave them some trouble, and we started pounding on them, and the boys were relentless. I love it. I'm proud for them. Man, I'm proud for them. This was my home for 4 years. My kids graduated from this high school. It's special to come back here and get a win.
That's right, and then you guys had a big win over Calhoun, number 4 seed, big win over Kell. What does this win just mean for the program? What are you going to tell the kids?
I tell them the last 2 weeks, this is what we're built for. You know, we play in my opinion, the toughest region in the state. No disrespect to anybody else, but I think it's the toughest region in the state. And then I still try to schedule Rock March and Rome's, the toughest teams I can outside of region, to get them ready for this. And the same thing happened with Jefferson, and we almost beat Mays last year in the second round. So I try to build them up to be in games like this and be successful.
You talked about the trenches, which were very impressive, but we got to talk about the skill guys, the playmaking, the interceptions, the incredible catches. What did you just see tonight?
Well, I hope Bryce is okay. He's a exceptional athlete, and I hope he's okay. They had to bring in another quarterback, and we got some interceptions off of him. But our skill guys are our skill guys. I've said it from day one. I'll take my guys over anybody. I mean, Jacoby, Devin, Ja'Kai Baldwin, all those guys. I mean, they're just relentless. Josh Love's a sophomore, guys, and he's out here intercepting in the state playoffs in Georgia. So we had some fun tonight.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Coach Gates. We'll be back with our players of the game.
Dang, where you get this car?
You need to join the union.
The union?
Absolutely. You can get 10 of these.
Union construction workers earn the highest wages with the best benefits and the most protection in the construction industry. Find your career in construction. Go to GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com and start your future today.
Hendrick.
Drive now, pay later. Shop HendrickCars.com this month and make no payments for 90 days. Over 20,000 new and pre-owned vehicles. No payments for 90 days. Visit HendrickCars.com.
My marriage kind of took a different path. He told me he was not moving back into the home. My biggest fear was the unknown. What would happen with the children and myself? What would happen with the house? I found Meriwether and Tharp. They told me that they would walk me through this divorce, and they did that tenfold. You need an attorney. You need the best attorney, and that's going to be Meriwether and Tharp.
Great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their athletic abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports surfaces with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision. Our team brings it to life.
Yikey wawa! Running out of hot water is one way your water heater cries out for help. Call R.S. Andrews. Get a water heater rejuvenation. Your water heater gets added life, you get more hot water. Another way R.S. Andrews makes you smile today.
I've used R.S. Andrews 15 years, purchased 2 heating and air systems, so I rely on their technicians for service. I call, they come, it's fixed. And I appreciate Andrews' commitment. He gives it his all. That's how R.S. Andrews makes me smile.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover.
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
To challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
than you ever knew
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools.
The best training.
The best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting 6 figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back. We're going to do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
Hendrick.
Drive now, pay later. Shop HendrickCars.com this month and make no payments for 90 days. Over 20,000 new and pre-owned vehicles. No payments for 90 days. Visit HendrickCars.com.
All right, welcome back, guys. It is my pleasure to be joined now by the Gatorade Offensive Player of the Game and the Gatorade Defensive Player of the Game. I got quarterback Brody McCorder, and then I guess we'll call him defense in this case, but Devin Henderson, he does it all for them. You guys, it's the first round of the state playoffs. You guys get the big win. What does it mean just to play another week, Brody?
I mean, it's awesome. I'm speechless right now because I don't know what to say. Just think all my guys up front, my receivers making plays. Our goal every week is just to keep going 1-0, and that's what we did tonight. So looking forward to next week.
You guys opened the game. You had a big pass to Sokovia. You guys punch it in. They strike back. But then just talk about the offensive rhythm you guys were in just the rest of the game.
I mean, OC, Coach McCorder, he got us right, start off. I mean, the rhythm he put us in to keep running. We were running the same play most of the time, just different formations or different motions, different type of stuff. So all the credit goes to him. He works hard every day, works all weekend getting ready for this type of stuff.
And let's talk to Devin real quick. Devin, what were your just goals going into this matchup? Kell's a hot team. You guys are number 4 seed. You're going into hostile territory, but just knowing your impact and role.
Yeah, just knowing that they're a good team. We coming in as a 4 seed, just trying to take care of business. Knowing last year we had an upset. We was a 4 seed against a 1 seed. So just coming out here with that same mentality, just try to knock off a good team.
Yeah, and you guys have played a lot of good teams this year. Yeah. And just what's your preparation just going into a game like this, knowing you aren't going to really come off the field? You're going to be doing an offense, defense.
Yeah, just knowing the responsibility I have to my team, just to be out there and give them as much as I can on offense or defense.
And then, Brody, Coach Gates was talking about the battle of skill players, Kell versus you guys. He said he's going to take your guys over anyone. Just talk about finding all your different targets out there, using your legs, and just really keeping this offense going.
Most definitely. I'm taking my guys any day of the week. Starts with right here with number 7, Devin Henderson. He works hard every day, comes in the weight room, kills it. Sokovia White, that dude's just a freak athlete, and being able to throw it up to him makes my job a whole lot easier. And then you got just freshman Isaac Coeep, comes in every day, straight to work. He might not be getting the ball every play, but he just knows he runs around full speed expecting the ball.
And then Devin, Cass has had some big wins these last couple of weeks. The one over Calhoun, this big road playoff win. What do you think it means to the Cass community, just all the work you guys have put in just to see these big results?
I mean, it means a lot, knowing it's not a big tradition in winning at Cass before. So just coming out and getting these big wins mean a lot to the community.
Awesome. All right, well, once again, congratulations, Brody. Outstanding game, our offensive Gatorade Player of the Game. And now it is time for the Robbie Hunter MVP Award. Goes to Devin Henderson, who Coach Gates says is the heart and soul of the Cass team. Congratulations,
yes,
Devin.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, well, now we will be back with some score updates and bracket coverage.
Did you know that Ingles sells more organics than any other grocery store? Or that they run their own dairy? Or that they only serve USDA Choice and Prime meat? Or that they donate 3,956 meals a day to local food banks? Well, now you do. It's all in the bag.
If it weren't a drink from McDonald's, you wouldn't try this hard.
Now get any size frozen drink for $1.79, or get an ice-cold classic lemonade made with real lemon juice. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I was riding the dirt bike a little bit too fast down the road, and I went flying full speed basically with the bike into a tree. I broke my neck from the whiplash of it, and when the motorcycle helmet came down, it actually severed the tube that carries the oxygen into your lungs. If I didn't have the surgical team that I had, if I didn't have the nurses that I had at Grady, I wouldn't be here. And I can't express in words what it means to me and to my family.
From the baseline to the sideline, the best live sports from Atlanta and beyond. are on Peachtree Sports Network. The biggest plays, the instant classics, and the next rising stars are right here on Peachtree Sports Network, your home for live local sports.
How would you like to do something really different one weekend a month?
Charlie 2-2, this is Charlie 2-1. Thank you, Sergeant.
If you've got what it takes, come join us.
To learn more about the State Defense Force, go to georgiavolunteer.com.
I think with Walton, they were all over Mountain View, capitalized, I think, on 3 straight turnovers, just went up huge, running clock. And then Valdosta, that was kind of close early. And then once Valdosta got hot, they looked really good. I think we got some interesting matchups coming up in that quadrant for sure.
Moving on to the lower left side of the bracket, Camden County and Newton will play tomorrow. McEachern with a big win over Campbell. McEachern's really improved from the start of the season since the last time we saw them. Peachtree Ridge with a close win over Lambert, and Mill Creek up on Osborne 42-17. Rusty.
I don't think you see any upsets right there. You look at McEachern, they've got better as the year went on. A tough loss to open the season. Big game tomorrow with Newton and Camden County. For South Georgia coming up here, Region 1, but I think what you see there is probably what people expected. Mill Creek's going to be a tough out, but I tell you what, Peachtree Ridge has had a heck of a year.
That's right, and they are young too.
Yeah,
Watch
very
out
young.
for them in